and dance. Swept me off my feet, moving like a melody, Spanish masterpiece. Shook your hips, sang boy you're on our lips, one taste just ain't enough. The way she got near, whispered in my ear, my blood started to rush. Took me by surprise when I looked in her eyes, and she said I love you for the night, I love you for the night. Ooh, Esperanza, baby. Beauty like angel falls, couldn't help but wanting more, staring all day long. When our bodies touch, it hits me like a drug, Quiero Spanish love. The way she shook her hips, sang boy you're on her lips, one taste just ain't enough. The way she got near, whispered in my ear, my blood started to rush. Took me by surprise when I looked in her eyes, and she said I love you for
over backward and over again. I'm jumping rules, so you don't have to. Making you smile as long as I can. Storm clouds are coming, and it's best if you prepare. If we get tomorrow, promise I can try. Give you love to borrow, just to get us by. And sometime when you're ready, soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last. I don't wanna give you back to hold on to. Just to get us by. Sometime when you're ready, I'll soften up the blow. Our love was never made to last, and I don't wanna give you back to hold on to.
that op. It's
Yeah.
really.
Gone into their brains. I mean, just smoke it down and.
Oh my
The
god.
Colette by Fearless. Holy crap.
Vision yet. The Bard ult comes down. Ooh, we'll actually lock a bunch down, but the Soul Flare over the wall. There goes Hecarim. TPs are coming through. But this fight is just an absolute bloodbath. Everybody is split up. The showstopper for One-Eyed Owl in the back island. Oh, that Baron is going to be going over to Alberta. But these members of Glaive have now been all split up. And look at Alberta. They just converge and take the Baron. They take the ace. This could be just game here.
I'm just going to.
Winnie is actually not playing with inside their Viper ult. So
No, not at all.
One enemy remaining.
I don't know if that was the correct decision or not.
Last player.
Oh, SMH!
SMH!
Oh my God. What are you doing?
What just happened?
Chance of them getting picked off with the amount of damage coming out of UAE, but look at this Skarner the Impale down onto Matthew, and my goodness, Branzi's just gonna get blown up. UAE looking to try and turn this one around, but the TP is coming through. Akira will be here in a few moments, but the curtain call is here. Hong Kong player is in that back line. He's looking for Toast. He is actually going to be able to pick off Toast as a double kill will come through. He takes out the Galio as well to make it a triple. Why not? That's going to be the ace here at 31 minutes.
This is nowhere near being done, and I believe Icebox was actually really picked by correct.
God,
Ursa, 1 HP, drops 4 people, gets the nade kill to finish off the ace. Oh my gosh, Ursa 1 HP ace. Let's go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 4 of the LRS Draft League. It's your boy Gurf here, joining you again, your caster, streamer, host, analyst extraordinaire. We're here to bring you all that wonderful action, but of course, tonight I am joined by the legend himself, Psychonautic. How you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I couldn't be better. I'm back casting, and I'm back casting with the man, the myth, the legend himself, and reunited, and it feels so good.
Hell yeah. And we got a couple of great games on the line tonight. Phantoms taking on the Lions in game number 1. And then we've got the Tigers taking on the Spartans for our second game tonight. So make sure to stay around for all that Legends action, guys. And of course, we have our predictions going on again tonight. So make sure to check with your tokens, how many you have before you place those predictions. All you have to do is command tokens, and it'll let you know. It's just a distinction. It is different than channel points. It is loyalty points. So I know there was a little bit of a mix-up that I saw a few people getting mixed up, but loyalty points that we're using, guys. Okay. Anyways, that's going to be it from us. We're not going to hold these players up too long because we want to see these games get rolling. So we're going to flip it on over to the draft for our first game of the night. Let's see who we got. Phantoms over here. Gagibo in the top lane, Karthik in the jungle, Reformed Iron Fang in the mid lane, and Butter2 Diamond along with Spencer in the bot lane. Over on the line side, we've got Vapus coming in as the new, well, I want to say maybe permanent top laner here for the Lions, but Vordaddy in jungle, Obatala in the mid lane, TES Jackie Love in the ADC position, along with JB Shishimi down there support.
So I actually can confirm for you that Vapus did join the Lions as their starting top laner.
Excellent, excellent. So we get to see a lot more of Vapus here, and he's got a lot in his pool in terms of I mean, the amount of positions this guy plays, he knows a lot of different champions. So it's always fun getting to see him flip around throughout his roles. But going to see how this one is going to match up. Lions are looking strong coming into week 4 here, and has not been the greatest of starts for the Phantoms. So, maybe they can look for an upset tonight. Maybe they can look to get something and take a win here. But Lions are an extremely strong squad right now.
Yeah, and picks and bans are just flying through here. And I do like the Kai'Sa first pick a lot. Definitely a really strong champion in the current meta, and just one of the best bot laners you can pick yourself up early.
Yeah, and this is where I kind of want to see this player. I guess it was we were kind of chatting about him before the game started. Was Jackie Love here? He's a bit of an insane powerhouse coming in. He's been just absolutely popping off so far. So I'm excited to see him and what him and Shishimi are gonna pull through tonight. What exactly they're gonna be using, but I think we are getting this one going. Yes, I have the old PentaQ, but we got the new one going now. So we are a little bit through this Champ Select. Whoopsie.
Yeah, these teams aren't playing around. They were prepared here. And the Lions responding with Xayah and Skarner, so already their composition is just like really obnoxiously hard to kill. Getting on top of Xayah is near impossible, and Skarner gets to choose one person that he doesn't like and not let them play the game.
Let's see what else we got. I mean, the Kai'Sa, the Udyr, both pretty strong picks right now. I mean, you can never go wrong with the Kai'Sa at this point, but really depends how Karthik decides. I mean, pathing is super huge for Udyr and deciding where he's going to be going in these early games, but let's see what happens when you pair it up with the Kled. And once these level 6s start to come out, oh my goodness, yeah. Another very strong top laner coming in, the Camille for Vapist.
Yeah, so I actually don't like the blind pick top lane by Phantoms. Top lane is pretty notorious for being a very lane and matchup-oriented role. And just blinding the Kled right there. It may be a comfort pick, but you're also giving Vapist his comfort pick here. So I believe probably a battle of the both top laners' most played champions.
Yeah, and that's no, you definitely bring up a good point, because I mean, the Lions seeing the top lane pick, that means they can kind of lock that in and look to maybe even get a counter pick at that for their mid laner for that R5 pick. So that's actually possibly pretty huge here for Obatala to get the edge over Reformed Iron Fang.
Yeah, and it also frees them up to ban away some supports that would make Xayah's life a little difficult, such as Leona, and I'm expecting someone like I don't know if he plays it, but like a Nautilus or something that Xayah doesn't want to play against, where if she gets hit by one ability, she's just dead.
I haven't seen too much of it, but even something like a Rel would be possibly strong here. I don't know if we see a ban, but the potential pickup for that, I mean, in competitive 5s, it just becomes so strong with all the CC in their kit, but they go for the Pantheon. That's going to be sitting on the bench, and fair enough, because the early game damage that guy can offer is actually insane.
Oh yeah, it's just ridiculous. They do leave Rakan up though, so the Lions can choose to get that iconic bot lane synergy between the two champions if they wish, but they're going to lock in the Galio.
Oh, okay, so this still could be potentially a flex support Galio. Could go to the mid lane. I believe we've seen Obatala play that Galio in the mid lane before. I'm going to go refer to the notes here, because I'm pretty sure that is a pick that, yeah, they have gone with the Galio before, so could potentially go either mid or support at this point. But let's see what the Phantoms are going to answer back, because they need a mid laner here and they need a support, and that's kind of where Lions might have the slight edge here in the draft.
So already the Phantoms, in my opinion, are lacking like true DPS in terms of a team fight. Every one of their champions kind of hits one person and hits one person really, really hard. But in terms of a team fight, there's not much like AoE or consistent DPS going on here. So I'd like to see some kind of control mage or something that can really influence these team fights.
Yep, Alistar locked in for the Phantoms. That's going to be going on over to Spencer. I mean, you can never go wrong with the Alistar. I mean, he's just so freaking tanky and is great for disengage. He's great for engage too, depending on how you want to use him. But wait a second. Here, is that gonna be a Cho'Gath mid?
Or are we seeing a Kled mid lane?
That's
Cho'Gath top.
Potentially. I would. we got to see. Phantom's got to lock in here a little bit over time, but they do go for the Cho here as their final pick. But this is going to really show us here if that Galio is the support or the mid laner. The rest of the team Alliance is pretty projected here, but this is that kind of advantage here if you're on the red side and you get that last pick.
Yeah, so I definitely expect the Kled to go top lane. I know Gagibo is somewhat of a Kled one-trick, probably more of a Kled main, so it is his main champion, so I expect him to play it. But they do have the option for the flex.
Ooh, and the Karma coming in too. Again, could be flex potentially mid or support. Don't know where it's actually going to end up going. Unless there's something crazy going on and it's like a Karma top. But I honestly, I couldn't say that at this point. I think it's, we kind of know where everyone is going to go. But we'll have to see once they lock into client. Just a reminder, guys, predictions will open once these teams have locked in their comps into the client. So make sure to have those tokens ready. Double check how many you have with command token. But off a general glance here, you got a lot of tanky champions coming from the side of Phantoms right now. But Lions, they definitely got some damage under their belt. So I'm interested to see how this one's gonna go.
Yeah, I know if you're Vapus right now, you're just absolutely smiling because the Phantoms drafted just about the tankiest team that you possibly could while being like an actual team comp in the current season. And I don't know if anyone knows what Camille's abilities do, but she's kind of notorious for having a 1000 true damage Q.
Yeah, a little ridiculous. I mean, the fact that, I mean, you kind of have one of those on each side now with the Cho'Gath and the Camille if you want to look at it that way, but Camille's is up a lot more frequently, and that's terrifying. That is terrifying, you know, the fact that you have all these tanks that, you know, Lions they do have some answers here in order to cut through all that armor, but I'm just looking, there's a lot of CC that can be used though from the Phantoms, which potentially could be scary when it comes to team fights, but it won't matter if there's just a ton of damage ripping through your front line.
Yeah, I completely agree. The Phantoms have just like obnoxious amounts of CC. It's going to be super hard for the Lions carries to play the game. That being said, I do think they are desperately lacking damage. So even if they do find those key picks and key moments where they're able to get on top of like a carry or a key member from the Lions, I'm not sure they'll actually have the damage to be able to execute what their comp was designed to do.
Let's see, it does end up being the Galio going into the mid lane, which means Karma support there for JB Shishimi. But, I mean, that's kind of a couple of tanky lanes. It's like we took a top lane and transferred it to the mid lane, almost, with the exception of Galio. That's kind of a bad example, but two very tanky champions, so I don't expect to see anything crazy happening until we start to see some level 6s coming out, because that's where a lot of these comps really come unlocked. So might be a little quiet and a little slow in these early levels before we start seeing the true builds of these teams actually coming through.
So I've actually played with ForDaddy like off stream in solo queue as a duo partner quite a bit, and I've never seen him bust out the Skarner, so I'm excited to see how this turns out. I definitely think a champion like Skarner kind of just executes what the Phantoms draft idea was. In all-in-one champion, you just press R and that champion is pretty much dead if they don't have cleanse. So I'm excited how this is going to turn out, and you chain that up with a Galio CC, Karma, Zaya, and Camille stun and ult, and it gets pretty scary to be Kaisa pretty fast.
Yeah, it does. But right now, predictions are open, so you guys can start using those tokens, start letting us know who you think is going to win. But again, make sure to double check how many tokens you actually have. They are not the channel points. They are loyalty points. They are a separate thing. So use command tokens to double check how many you've got, and then you can put that many, or however many you feel like, on one of these teams. But Psychonautic, what are you thinking here? Who do you think is going away with the win?
I'm definitely giving my tokens here to the Lions. I think their draft is just overall better. It's it kind of has the same ideas as the Phantoms draft, while having less of the downsides. It has strong lanes. It has the global pressure with Galio, making it really easy to set up those side lanes in bot lane. And obviously, Camille Galio is an infamous combo to be like really obnoxious to deal with, both in the post 6 and into the late game. And you add that with a Skarner, Zaya, and Karma, and if the Lions get ahead, I think the Phantoms are definitely going to have a hard time playing this game.
Yeah, and that's I'm trying to look back at a couple of these other games that we've actually seen them on stream before. No, it was not week 3. I think it was week 2. We last saw them against Vipers. They did drop that game there, but I mean they've still been showing up huge. It's that bot lane that we really want to keep an eye on because Jackie Love tends to be a bit of a nutcase there and always gives us some good action to cast, but. I don't think we have actually yet to see the Phantoms, so it'll be interesting seeing where they're at here in week 4. Maybe, you know, they've finally gotten it together. They've finally, you know, figured it out as that 5-man, because, you know, coming in the draft, it can be a bit tough to figure out your synergy with a new team, but at this point now, we are getting close to that halfway point through the split, and this is where we really start to see the ladder actually iron itself out, where teams are going to generally be placed by the time playoffs come around. So this is the week that Phantoms really need to turn it on and really need to look for a win here. But like you said, a lot of stuff all over on the Lion squad. There's a Galio Camille. That in itself is pretty damn strong. But all that other damage coming through from the Karma, from the Zaya, and of course, Vordaddy having the Impale from his Skarner. That's a lot to deal with. So we'll see if they can deal with it, but they really, really need to find a win here.
Yeah, I think the Phantoms need to be really scared and very cautious not to fall too far behind early, because the game is going to spiral out of their control very quickly if it does. They need to get something done with that. Udyr early game, he pretty much clears faster than any champion in the game, so I'd like to see him blowing some kind of summoner in some kind of lane or getting something done on the map early while he still can, because once Skarner hits level 6, it's just infinitely easier to gank as that champion compared to Udyr.
Yeah, and we'll have to see, especially with those recent jungle changes as well, too. I mean, Udyr's still pretty damn strong on the clear, but definitely going to be a little bit of a change to what we saw in 11.2. But make sure to keep getting those predictions in, guys, because we are going to take a short break. But when we come back, we'll be on the Rift with game number 1, Phantoms versus the Lions. We will see you very soon.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to week 4 of the LRS Draft. We are just hopping into game 1, Phantoms versus the Lions. And yeah, Lions, they got quite a lot of answers here. And I mean, you do have all the tanks that are on the side of the Phantoms, but it's going to be interesting trying to get through this absolute wall that the Lions have seemed to put up here.
And speaking of walls, I do like what the Phantoms are doing right now. They're stacking, just to be careful if the enemy team chooses to invade, and they can also choose to invade themselves with the ridiculous amount of CC they have.
Yep. But a little stack of Phantoms there in the tri-bush, waiting for someone to maybe walk out of position here. But I think the Lions are making the right call here. If any CC were to come their way this early on, I mean, that'd be absolutely detrimental. So take it safe, take it easy. They know they're going to get their damage, and that's all the Lions really need to do. They just need to play their game.
Yeah, already I noticed that Kaisa did not choose to go cleanse. And I can't say I love that decision, because if she ever gets Skarner ulted without QSS, there's not really a whole lot she can do. Even with ultimate up, she may get herself a little bit away from Skarner after the initial pull, but it's not going to be easy to be Butter 2 Diamond this game.
No, and that's another great point to bring up too, is that Phantoms are going to have to pay the QSS tax. And, you know, that 1,300 gold not going towards something like a BF Sword or another Zeal for Butter 2 Diamond, that's going to really put him back from Jackie Love. So the CSing in this early stages of the game need to be on point, because knowing that extra gold is going to have to be spent, you got to get every little tiny bit of it that you can.
And Skarner is not really like Mord, where you can be like, oh, I can try to run away, oh, I can try to fight him in Death Realm. Like, if he ults you, 95% of the time you're going to die.
Oh yeah, bringing back a pick to a Galio or a Camille or a Karma, even a Xayah ult is enough to lock him down. So that Impale is pretty much death if you don't have QSS. Couple little trades here in the mid lane. See the taunt coming down, but again, two very tanky champions, so it's just gonna look like a wet noodle fight there. But you can see how aggressively JB Shishimi and Jackie Love have this lane pushed in, and the harass already coming out from this Karma is not the nicest this early on.
Yeah, they got that push lead early, allowing them to get the level 2 advantage, and already the Phantom spot lane is going to pay the price for that.
Vapus is doing pretty good against Gegibo up here as well too, controlling this wave, but again, getting those little bits of poke here and there, it's forced this Kled already to chug his potion. So again, you can see these little tiny wins across the map here in the top and the bot lane for the Lions right now, but still very early on. We're not going to see a lot until these 6s come through, until we start to see some items, but there is going to be an Infernal on the map in 2 minutes, and curious to see who is going to be prioritizing these dragons this game.
Honestly, I think you could argue that either jungler could go for it. I'm expecting the Lions to have priority, as they currently do, which would make it easier for Vordaddy on the Skarner to take that dragon. But Udyr is also, as discussed in Clear, can probably get a CS and XP lead early on, and maybe be able to sneak that dragon early.
That extra little Infernal, actually, yeah, I've talked about it with a couple other casters too, about how a couple early skirmishes and trades here have been at a difference of maybe a sliver of health, maybe 10, 20 damage, and that difference in having the Infernal would have been a kill. So they can be quite important if you're looking for these early skirmishes, but I don't know if we're really going to be seeing that. Depends how aggressive the side of the Lions are feeling. I think if anything, we'll see something happen in this bot lane or the top.
Yeah, 100%. I like what I'm seeing from Vapist already. He's taken that short trades. I pretty much never want to all-in a Kled, and that's what his champion does. So if he can get him low and take away his motorcycle, then he's a whole lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, that Skarl honestly comes back at the least opportune times if you're the one fighting the Skarl. So definitely something that Vapus is going to have to be very, very aware of in these fights. But, I mean, once those true damage attacks come out for 1,000, it's going to be ripping through the shield. But we see again a little bit more trading up in the top lane. Gabo is just going to be forced under his tower, and again across all 3 lanes right now, shoved in favor of the Lions.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier. The lane priority is going to let Vordaddy jungle a whole lot easier compared to Karthik. It's definitely so much easier when your lanes have pressure. It makes ganks easier. It makes invades pretty much guaranteed if you have prio and your jungler is also stronger. So I'm excited to see what they can do if they choose to do anything.
Oh, they're just going to take a turret shot there, but he will dismount Gegibo off the Skarl. A little bit more as the Conqueror stacks are coming through, but the remount is there. Vapus is actually going to be flashing out, and first blood goes on over to Gegibo.
Yeah, getting a little too confident. He thought that he could win the trade as soon as he made Kled lose Skarl, but he had his W up, which builds a whole bunch of courage. Got that up pretty much immediately. I actually played against Gagibo's Kled last week, so I know exactly what's happening to Vapist right now. I think his Skarl is just like more courageous than every other Kled's, because it just seems to come back way faster.
Yeah. Now, Vapus does have the Sheen right now, but that is a massive wave there in front of his turret, so he's going to have to put his focus back into that, collect some gold, and Gagi's just going to give it free back at this point, but that's Let's see if he's actually going to let him go. Gagibo trying to trade back in. Vapus is going to miss one of his abilities there, but this is really dangerous because he hits 6. The Hextech Ultimatum will come down, and it's going to be so close. One last auto will do it. Gagibo picks up the kill, and that is going to be feeling rough for Vapus up in there.
Yeah, he has no TP, he has no flash. Kled still hasn't reset here, so he's sitting on so much gold, and now with Karthik up in the top lane to help him push that out and take some extra plates, this top lane is quickly going to spiral out of control in favor of the Phantoms.
Yeah, gotta see, because right now Vordaddy looks to be starting up this Inferno, but yeah, it makes it really tough when a high roaming champion that, you know, you want to get ahead for your team is now kind of enabled. So Lions need to find an answer here or start putting the resources on the other side of the map, which we can see them doing by taking that dragon, but eventually this Kled is going to get very, very unstoppable if this keeps happening up in the top lane.
Yeah, Kled is one of the hardest champions in the game to all in, and once he gets a small lead, let alone a major lead, it just becomes nearly impossible to do anything against him without jungler help. I do like the decision to trade from Vordaddy to take that first Drake nice and early, get something in return for their team. But Karthik is going to reap the benefits of that knowledge and take us red.
Yep. Just a little bit of a slow burn here. Only 2 kills so far, and they're both on the Kled at this point. So, and here we see again, the waves push in. Karthik is back up top. Vapus is trying to get out, but he's just going to get bear slapped. But, I mean, he is super mobile, so at least he's able to make it all the way back to his turret. However, you can see where the Phantoms are putting their resources in now. They know they can take Vapus, and they are not going to let him sit in this lane safely.
No, not at all, especially when his wave is currently pushing back into Vapus. His jungler is obviously going to make sure that he can get that under.
Let's see it. Gagibo with the level up, so now a 2-level lead over Vapus. Vordaddy is up here. The Impale is going to come through, but so is the Galio. He tries to keep this Kled in place. The heroic entrance will come through, but Obatala looking to trade some damage back. He gets a knock up onto Reform Iron Fang. The taunt onto 2 members here, but Iron Fang will be taking out Vapus. Vordaddy is now trying to get away, but that's a lot of damage coming out of Gagibo. 1 member of Lions will drop again here. The knock up here onto Vordaddy. 2 for make it a 2 for 1. That's a tower shot. That's gonna hit Iron Fang there, but almost a very clean play there by the Phantoms.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from the Phantoms already. Like I said, they needed to get something done early, and that's exactly what they're doing. Gagibo is insanely ahead at this point. I think I like the idea from the Lions. I'm just not sure the execution was there.
And this is, we're going to have something buck out on this bot lane because in comes Spencer. There's the headbutt. There's the pulverize. And JB Shishimi forced to flash out, but the ignite is ticking down. In goes Butter 2 Diamond, and Karthik is going to be the one to pick up the kill. The flash forced to be burned there by Jackie Love in order to stay alive, but Phantoms are stepping it up. This is exactly what I want to see from them, even though we haven't actually seen them on stream, right? This is a really good lead that they've set themselves up with. Up 2.5k gold here at under 10 minutes. They really got to do their best to hold on to this lead because they are in the driver's seat right now and running away with this game as we speak.
Yeah, Jackie Love may have survived that gank, but now neither of the Lions bot side has their summoners, so you can bet your money that Karthik will be back after he does clear his top side to punish the lack of summoners.
Absolutely. We do see some numbers kind of floating around this bot side of the map from the Lions here. We do have the Ocean coming up in 2, so maybe starting to get some control of that. Ooh, the taunt's actually going to be used a little early there by Obatala, but Spencer's still on the chase. Just going to give that Galio a little bunts on out of there. And everybody's good. I say everybody's good, but top lane, more trading, going down. Gagibo is being an absolute lane bully right now.
Okay, so I was about to say, why on earth does Kled have Prowler's Claw? And then I just saw him do what he just did to Vapus, and it's starting to make a little bit more sense.
It's kind of scary. Kind of scary to see that gap close here from Kled. How he can already do that with his ulti and all of his other all the other tools in his kit. So to add an extra little bit there with the Prowler's Claw, goodness me, I can't talk tonight, is pretty damn terrifying, and that means the top lane turret. So Kled's gonna go ahead, pick up the first turret here for his team. Phantom's on the board with that, and Shelly also spawns, so we're gonna see if he can get that charge onto the tier 2 top tower.
So going back to the Prowler's Claw, a Kled is never going to outscale a Camille anyway, so this way at least he gets a little extra pressure while he is still stronger, so I do like the choice.
There was a really weird interaction with the Galiocho gap there in the mid lane for a second, but we do see Shelly gets the charge off on that tier 2 top turret. Bot lane from the Phantoms now looking like the aggressors, but Vape is there to clean up the rest of this farm to make sure another tower is not taken away, but this Kled is becoming scarier and scarier with every single minute. I mean, he's got quick math here, almost a 2k lead over Vapus at this point, so Gagi is just rolling right now.
I like what I'm seeing from the Lions bot side. They're keeping the wave on their side because they know that they don't have summoners and that Udyr could just come bear slap them at any time.
Oh boy, Prowler's Claw being used again to close his distance, but Vapus staying alive here. He's got that extra little bit of shield. He's keeping himself safe with, but still has to play it safe. Dragon is up on the map here. We're going to see the combo down on a Jackie Love. Butter 2 Diamond trying to throw out some damage as well too. Lands a Void Seeker, but here comes Vord Daddy. He gets the Impale. There's a heroic entrance, and that's a dead Kaisa with this Dragon on the map. Now the numbers in favor here for the Lions, but in comes the Kled. That's going to be the Featherstorm here to try and get Jackie Love out, but he's knocked up. Look at it pull back through as Cho'Gath there is knocked up. These members of the Phantoms are really low. They're going to have to play this one careful. However, they just wiped these members of the Lions off the map. That was... I swear there was more Lions members there. And then all of a sudden, boop, they're gone.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal TP from Gagibo. He knows that Vapus does have teleport, but there's no way on earth that he would follow a teleport from him just because he's that much stronger than him. Uses the ult, uses his CC, locks down the key members, and that's going to secure the Ocean Drake for the Phantoms.
Yep, 1-1 Drake so far right now for both teams, but it's the Phantoms leading this charge right now, up 5k gold at 13 minutes. This lead right now is looking really good for them. I mean, if they continue to extend this out until we hit that mid-game around the 20-minute mark, this is going to be probably in the bag for the Phantoms. They just need to keep doing what they're doing at this point and not give up this lead.
Yeah, a 5k gold lead is pretty much insane at any point in the game, and you'd be happy to have it, but a 5k gold lead at 13 minutes is pretty dire circumstances if you're the Lions.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look exactly where that gold disparity is coming from. Yeah, a lot of kills on the Kled there, of course, but you see the CS difference just a little bit up for that top and jungler. However, Jackie Love still holding it down together for his side, for his position between the ADCs. So, I mean, the kills are definitely it.
I think the majority of it is actually the first turret that Gagibo was able to pick up.
You know what? Definitely true. All those plates are going to be doing it, but we see how strong he is with all that extra gold in his pocket. Almost taking Vapus out there again. Going to be forcing him to burn his flash, so that's definitely a juicy target there if Karthik can make his way back up to that top lane.
Yeah, and the Lions bot lane did successfully survive the time where they did not have summoners, so I'm expecting Vapus to be his next target. Yeah,
Vapus is unfortunately not having an easy time against this Kled, and we can see how aggressive they are in this jungle. They're taking buffs, they're taking the Raptors here, and Phantoms are just not letting up any pressure at this point. They're kind of taking over the entire topside jungle. We got another fight actually breaking out in the bot lane. There's Butter 2 Diamond getting jumped on, but this is the great part about Alistar is that he's able to peel so damn efficiently. There's no way you can get through all the CC and the tank that he has to offer. But JB Shishimi giving one last poke there to Butter 2 Diamond. I don't think they're going to back here. But
yeah, I liked what I saw. It was a nice combo by Ali, and Lions just choosing to completely ignore the Alistar and go for the Kaisa is completely what you are supposed to do there. Alistar is obviously very disruptive, but he's not going to kill you.
No, super disruptive. Enough to stop that kill. Some more exchanges up in this top lane, but we see now Lions are having to send 2 members up here just to deal with Gagi. And I don't know what Vapus is to do solo because there is 2 levels disparity between them at this point, and it's only been growing this game. He's just he's absolutely terrifying. The Impale is available for Daddy, but I don't know if just the 2 of them can actually wipe this Kled out.
I don't think they can, and that's the tier 2 already going down at 15 minutes, and that's just like an absurd amount of pressure to have this early on.
Oh my goodness, Vape is getting jumped on again. Gagibo will get hit with the Impale, drags him underneath the tower, but the Kled all will come through. However, Hextech Ultimatum is popped. Galio is going to come in with the heroic entrance, tots him up, and that's exactly what they needed. They needed that third member to help finish him off, so well played there by the Lions to find Gagi, finally.
Yeah, that's massive for the Lions. You need to get that shutdown if you have any chance coming back into the game, and they are able to do it. And they also are able to get that gold onto the person currently doing the best already.
Yep, there was an almost gank there in the bot lane. Jackie Love and Jashima were able to hold that one off, but came very, very close there. Unfortunately, Jackie Love is without his flash again, so hopefully Phantoms are tracking that and keep an eye out for the Xayah, because taking her out would be so massive.
Oh yeah, completely. You don't want to let her just farm and scale for free, because Xayah can do things that not many other ADC can do in the late game. And we just learned the hard way that it takes three members of the Lions to take out Gagibo on the Kled. So I'd like to see them to respond a little bit faster on the other side of the map when they see that they're going to send 3 to stop Gagibo.
What do you think of the Gale Force here for the Xayah?
Gale Force is just kind of a broken item. It does a lot of damage, and being able to add a dash to any champion is pretty much never going to be a weak thing.
Yeah, I mean, having that one little extra bit of a escapability tool in your kit is always super great, but I mean, yeah, those... We look at ADC items. I mean, the Kraken Slayer and the Gale Force are kind of the 2 big ones there that stand out. Of course, the Mortal Shield Boat is pretty good, but Gale Force is definitely up there with the scary, scary damage. With, you know, as an ADC, not personally, but as ADCs, I'm sure it feels a little better to be feeling a little bit more relevant in these games.
Yeah, that being said, against the Phantom's composition, Kraken Slayer is by no means a bad choice.
Oh, we're gonna see Iron Fang almost gets locked down, but he's just gonna take the Blast Cone to safety. Shimi there with a little bit of poke, but this Mountain Drake is on the board right now, so we're starting to see numbers kind of come around. Phantom's going to toss that Herald into the mid lane as she heads towards there, but oh, Kled actually coming through as well too. We hear the ulti up on the top lane. Vapus is trying to duck and dash around. Reformed Iron Fang is just escorting Shelly in, and the rest of Phantoms are taking this Mountain Drake, so really great to split these numbers, but Gagibo is in a bit of trouble. He's going to flash out of that heroic entrance. He's already made it through in the Impale, but here comes the taunt. He's locked on down. He's knocked on up, but 4 members of the Lions were needed in order to take out that Kled. In the meantime, Phantoms are getting resources all over the map.
Yeah, like, it's great that the Lions are able to stop Gagibo, but the Phantoms are getting so much in return from this. Bot lane is getting free farm. Karthik is starting the stacking of dragons, and that composition with a Mountain Soul is literally a dream come true, and it would be so obnoxiously hard to kill them if they are able to get that soul.
Yeah, that's actually going off of what we were talking about, the ADC items. I mean, Gale Force is great, but when you have 3 tanks and a bruiser with a Mountain Soul, yeah, good luck getting through all that shield. That's going to be really, really tough if the Phantoms are able to control that. But just take a look at the vision that they have all over this jungle. Like, they have absolute control of the jungle on both sides of the map at this point.
Yeah, and the only, to go back to what you're saying, the only person who can really deal with the amount of stats and tankiness that the Phantoms composition have is the Camille, who is currently the farthest behind.
Yeah, so this is looking grimmer and grimmer for the Lions as this game goes on. Phantoms have just taken this one ahead, and this is exactly what the Phantoms needed. They need to find a win here in week 4. I mean, they're 1-5 at this point. A win over one of the higher standing teams like the Lions would be massive for them.
Yeah, no, I watched the Phantoms, I think it was 1 or 2 weeks ago, against the Vipers, and I'm definitely happy and impressed with the showing they're having. They came out right from the get-go and asserted their dominance in the match, and I hope this can continue.
Yeah, we see the fight over vision here in the jungle. Phantoms are continuing to clear this vision now, continuing to hold control over this barren side of the jungle. But look at Gagibo. He, I don't think he knows the 3 members of the Lions over here, but he's going to hit with the Impale. Vapus is on the other side of this, but in goes Alistar. Big CC here, but look at this Kaisa on the backside of this fight. The Hextech ultimatum coming down. Gagibo is still stuck in it, but these members of Lions are getting quite low. Heroic entrance is interrupted, so they're not going to get the Galio ult off, and Phantoms are just shredding through these members of the Lions. Obatala trying to make his way out of there, but 4 members, make it a 5th, are on his tail. He is not going to be able to make it. It's just Jackie Love left, and he's going to be backing, and that should mean either a inhibitor turret here or even a Baron if they wanted it.
Alright, so I already don't like the decision to go for the inhibitor turret. You can just take an inhibitor turret if you take Baron, and it accelerates your gold lead a whole lot more. But that was a great fight for the Phantoms, obviously, showing the purpose to their comp. They're just so obnoxiously hard to kill, and the enemy team didn't get ahead, so they don't have the damage to deal with them. And we saw Gagibo is just constantly remounting, Karthik doesn't take damage, Iron Fang doesn't take damage, and then Spencer and Butter 2 Diamond are just basically able to do whatever they would like in the team fight.
Yeah, I mean, you see that kind of frontline take over this fight, and that last fight, Butter 2 Diamond just pressed his R, he went to the backside, and he just melted through these members of the Lions. So there's not really a lot of answers that the Lions are coming up with for this Phantoms comp right now. And we see Gaggy, again, clearing some vision out onto this Baron. That's looking like it's going to be their next goal here, but we'll have to see as this game goes. But at this point, you know, we look at the gold lead, 9k up for the Phantoms. They're up 6 towers to none. This is a ridiculous lead.
Yeah, I'm always for playing it out and trying to believe that you can outscale. I don't know if you really outscale a 9k gold lead. At that point, it also doesn't look like it's going to slow down anytime soon. They have complete control of the map. They have complete vision control. They can do Baron whenever they want. They're going to have Soul Point coming up. I just don't really see a way that the Lions can get themselves back in.
No, I'm just looking at this show. He's currently sitting at 7 stacks right now with 3,200 health. So this show is becoming also quite an issue at this point. Once we get into the late game here, Cho becomes quite impossible to deal with, especially with the fact that your main damage you're looking at from the Lions is that Camille, is the Xayah. Yeah, Jackie Love is doing well so far, but you need that Camille to be pumping out that true damage as well too. And if she's not at that at least even point at this point in the game, it's going to be really kind of impossible to deal with. But we are going to see a couple TPs actually coming through here into the mid lane as Obatala is caught out and torn apart. But look at this, Gagibo on the back line finding Jackie Love over the wall. He goes to pick up the kill, and Phantoms just punish the placement and the pathing of the Lions here. JB Shishimi is going to be next to go. All 5 members of the Phantoms here. This could just mean the game at this point.
Yeah, and that goes back to what vision control means. It means you can't walk into your jungle for free. You're going to be jumped on by people that know you're there, and that's exactly what happened. I do want to mention that I'm extremely confused how Gagibo was able to go over the wall.
I think you found the sweet spot there around where that control word is, where the wall kind of thins out. That is, I think that's probably one of the harder ones to land. So Gagibo definitely knows this champion in and out.
Yeah, chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think your E is supposed to go over walls. But we see the Phantoms starting up the Baron here, and that is going to be most likely the final nail in the Lions' coffin here.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them start it maybe a little bit like immediately after that fight was done to come down and take this Baron, but at this point there's not really much that the Lions can do. It's just going to be one big team fight. The Phantoms just need to make the call to pull the trigger and say, okay, let's end this game now. We can do this at this point. We have the damage to do it. We can win these fights. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, the gold lead has accelerated to 12k in their favor. 12k gold lead. It is harder to throw the game than it is to win.
And you know what? To be completely fair, coming into this, seeing where the Lions were standing tonight, I wasn't expecting the Phantoms to show up this massive, but this is what you need to be doing at this point. They're coming in. They're showing us, like, you know what? We've figured it out. We're ready to take on these teams sitting at the top of the ladder, and we're not here to mess around. So this is kind of we're just kind of counting down the seconds here for the Lions, unless there is something really out of place that the Phantoms decide to do. I think this one's in the bag here for the Phantoms.
Yeah, and Gagibo just picked up the Guardian Angel. Kled is a champion you basically have to kill 2 times, and now even after you kill him 2 times, you're probably going to have to kill him 2 more times, and it's an absolute nightmare for the Lions.
Yeah, he's got the GA as well, too. That the Prowler's Claw. I'm keeping my eye on that, because if anybody steps too close, you know he's going to be immediately popping that and going in. This Kled is not afraid of anything at this point. He's tanky up. He's got multiple options to come back to life, so Phantoms are ready to go. It's all about just pulling the trigger, but Baron minions currently pushing in onto these inhibitor turrets, and Gagibo, what did I say? In he goes. Heroic entrance coming through, gonna knock up 2 members of the Phantoms, but we see this Kled is right on the backside of this fight. He does not care about your damage, Lions. He's going in, but those turrets actually doing quite a bit. He hasn't remounted yet. Ooh, Gagi gets really low, and no sight of Skarl quite yet. Lions doing their best to hold on at this point, but that's going to be the bot inhibitor going down, while the top inhibitor actually comes back. But double cannon Barons on these Nexus towers right now. This is the last stand for the Lions. Don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Gagibo goes back in, but off Skarl he goes. Are they going to be able to get him? That's one Nexus tower down, but these members of the Lions are holding on the best they can. Karthik is trying to run away, but Phantoms are just shredding through these members of the Lions. Vapus has nowhere to go. He's going to try and run away, but the Void Seeker will find him. These Nexus towers are gone. Jackie Love and JB Shishimi pushed back into the fountain. This game is over, and Phantoms find themselves a huge upset over the Lions.
What a statement went from the Phantoms. Just an absolute stomp.
Oh, that was so good from the Phantoms. Oh my goodness. Just the absolute turnaround. They took control in this game from minute 1 and just ran with it. That is amazing to see.
Yeah, and I remember giving the Phantoms flack for blind picking their top, and they're just doing a great job of making me eat my words there, because Gagibo looked perfectly comfortable not only in the matchup but throughout the game. They're just exerting an incredible amount of pressure.
Yeah, I honestly that was honestly a little surprising to see them come out this strong. I thought there was going to be some, back and forth here between them and the Lions, but Phantoms just look so damn strong, and I absolutely love to see it, because that just adds a little bit more competition into this league here. So I absolutely love seeing that, and I absolutely love seeing the kill urgency that the Phantoms came out with tonight. I mean, especially from Gagibo, you can see the damage that he did this game.
Pretty ridiculous.
He did not let up on Vapus for one moment from the start of that game to the very end. So really well played on that Kled.
Yeah, I know who I'm casting my MVP vote for.
I would say the same as well too, but I mean, well played from all the Phantoms to hold it together as a squad. But definitely, I think there was one member that shone there. However, we got to deal out those tokens, so whoever put their money on the Phantoms, I think it was just Dream, in fact, is going to be getting a nice little payout there. But we have our player of the game poll coming up for you guys right now. So while we are on break, make sure to vote for who you think deserves player of the game. And when we come back, we'll announce our POG from game number 1, but also hop into game 2. So guys, we will see you after the break for game 2. Don't go anywhere, because lots of hype still to come. See you soon.
Checking out pictures of us. I never realized what I have lost. Now I know it, and it is so insane how I treated this like a game. You were my help when no one else were there to share affection. So let's try again. I'll go anywhere, just send me your location.
What's better than something awesome? Lots of awesome things, all wrapped up in one awesome package.
When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about.
Hello, and welcome back to week 4 of the LRS Draft. We got our first player of the game, and that is none other than Gagibo there. For some reason, my green screen seems to be doing some funky stuff with me behind it there. But congratulations to the Phantoms. They find a massive win over the Lions. I put them at 2-5, and this is really where you want to be seeing these wins come through. So really well done by them. But no, I was just talking with Psychonautic about that one, about how it was kind of a slow-paced game going in, then all of a sudden, Phantoms just had this massive lead and ran with it. It was a little scary to see, but it's awesome to see that kind of life coming from the Phantoms. So it was really, really well played, but we'll have to see what happens. I got to make sure to take my notes here, but we got another big game coming up for you guys in a few moments. That is going to be Tigers and Spartans next. We are currently just waiting for the Tigers to get out of game. So let's take a look at what we might expect. Psychonautic, are you still with me there, brother?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So we got a couple of strong teams here. Tigers and Spartans. I believe the Tigers are 4-2, Spartans 3-3. But we have gotten to see them both on stream before. Tigers are looking pretty damn strong. I mean, their entire squad across the board is just pretty solid. They're really consistent. You got Ronan, who tends to be a bit of an aggressive jungler, but it's really fun to watch. I got to say it's really fun to watch because he's not afraid to get in the face of anybody. But I also really like G Disick. Their support just is really great at helping. I mean, that's kind of the support's job, but he's really good at it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for this one. We kind of got the Spartans here, the household names of the server. People, I'm sure lots of people are familiar with or remember from previous splits, versus the Tigers, who are primarily, if not exclusively, fresh faces in new blood. So I'm excited to see what this one brings. Yeah,
and curious to see, there is a bit of a switch up to the Spartans lineup tonight. Just a heads up on that. KC Cools is not going to be jungling tonight. In fact, it will be Ravensman switching from ADC to jungle, and their substitute will be Esmond coming in. So a bit of a switch up from what we're used to seeing, but I believe the Tiger squad is at its full power there with, I want to say, Darwin Theory, Rouge Ronin, Freaks, Caramel, and G Disick. So interesting to see how these matchups are going to go between these guys, and especially to see Ravensman there in the jungle as well. He tends to play some pretty hyper aggressive champions. We've seen, I think it was last time on jungle, I believe he still holds that kill record on stream with his Kha'Zix. So
yep.
Gonna see if he can crack that again, but that's 28 is a hard number to beat. That's pretty damn insane.
Even level 18 casting can't beat 28. I don't know how he got that many. I was just gonna say that normally having a sub can be like a huge disadvantage to your team. But Ravensman is just he's a super competent player. I've played with him in the jungle role, so I know he is more than just competent. He's proficient, so I don't expect that to tilt anything out of their favor.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking here. We also have a resident dragon predictor Dream Unforgiven there has been putting together a chart here. So based on the first 2 dragons, he's been getting more and more accurate as the split's been going. So we got to keep an eye on chat there to see what the soul is going to be in this game.
It's going to be an Ocean Soul.
Ocean already off the bat. Ocean.
Yep.
You know what? I say Infernal. This is going to be a spicy game. You got to heat it up. You got to throw an Infernal in there just to have a little bit of fun. But we'll see. We'll see. He's got a system though. The first 2 dragons are apparently they're a huge tell, and he's got a whole chart worked out. So he consults his wise scroll or his tablet or whatever the hell he's got it on there, and he's pretty often accurate, which is really cool to see.
See, I think it'll be Ocean Soul because it'll be like a really close competitive game. It'll be really exciting to cast and watch. But it'll be an Ocean Soul just to ruin that because one team will get Ocean Soul and therefore the other team cannot win.
Yeah, that is tough to deal with. I mean, if you don't have that Grievous Wounds on the other side of the receiving end, whoever does not have the Ocean Soul there, it kind of makes life, how do we say, extremely difficult in any extended fights. So if it does end up being that soul, you're gonna have to see what these team comps are gonna be. I'm just kind of taking a look back at what the Spartans have been playing here, and what the Tigers have been playing as well too. I mean, they like their tanks, the Tigers. We've seen them bust out the Maokai and Ornn both in the same game before. Going back to, I believe it was week 3, we saw them last on stream. They were actually going for a little bit more damage. They had the Graves, they had Xerath and Jhin, but some options here for more just like as long as they get a front line and some damage, they're good to go. But Spartans, I think they might go a little off, maybe something a little bit more unorthodox, which could be pretty spicy to cast.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a blast to catch. It'll be a blast to watch. I know a lot of the players on the Spartans, and all of them have their own pocket picks, which just always result in spicy gameplay, spicy plays, and just unpredictable moments where I think the Tigers play a very traditional 5v5 scaling. You just can't fight us in a team fight late game kind of game. So I'm interested to see how these 2 styles will clash.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this, but this is kind of where with actually at this point just popped into my mind about getting ready for the podcast. We're taking a look at actually don't want to spoil too much of it, but we're keeping an eye on some players here throughout each of the leagues. So I'm interested to see where these LRS players end off after tonight. Who's going to be standing out? Because in terms of the Tigers, I mean, I myself as a support player can appreciate when there's another very good support. And G Dysik has just been massive so far for his team. So got to keep an eye on that bot lane because he really plays a huge role in making sure that Caramel is picking up a lot of these kills and staying alive, which, knowing the Spartans, a lot of that energy tends to be focused down towards the bot lane. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Yeah. And with Raven's Band playing those more hyper-aggressive junglers when he is in the jungle, aiming for a bot lane or those Squish Your Champions is definitely something he might want to do. So got to keep an eye on where these guys are going to be pathing here.
Yeah, I don't want to give away free draft advice or any spoilers as to what champions they play, but there's some things that I know that Ravens Man plays and can do that I'm definitely hoping he chooses to give us tonight.
Yeah, and I might be getting word that Caramel is actually not playing tonight, so we are going to have to get that fixed up on the draft sheet. But they will not be with the Tigers tonight, so that actually might change things up depending on how we see that synergy in the bot lane. The fact that Caramel and G Dysik have been playing together for the past 3 weeks, possibly even more. I'm not too sure if they they knew each other before coming into the league. But that could potentially throw off that synergy for the Tigers if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, and the synergy and chemistry between your ADC and support is arguably the most important in the entire game. Because if you guys are a dysfunctional combo or partner, it not only makes the laning phase impossible, it makes setting things up in the mid to late game also impossible.
Guys, just a heads up for what's going on. The Tigers are currently finishing their first game, so we are just waiting on them to get out of that. And then we're going to be starting up draft for game number 2, Tigers versus Spartans. Just taking a look at some of these. We can actually take a look at the lineup before the draft actually starts as I edit in a blank space for Caramel, because unfortunately Caramel will not be playing tonight, but it will be some sort of sub going in there to fill in for Caramel. Not sure who it's going to be quite yet as I rip the entire overlay away.
See, I sent you the name of the sub, but there's just literally zero chance I can pronounce that. It's like there's like a vowel. Like,
let's see.
How do you say that?
It is. Where is it at there? Okay. Yep, that's interesting. But at least we have a name that we can put up on stream here for everybody at home to see. I wish you all the best of luck. Well, I think I'm just gonna go with bye. That is
guy.
Quite a lot. Bye. That guy.
Him. Anything that works.
Yep. Seems that we do have the Pentacue ready to go. So just waiting on the Tigers now to hop out of their game right now. Hopefully that is going to be done soon so we can get this started up. But what are you thinking here in terms of play styles? I don't know how much of these teams you've seen in the past.
So I try to keep up, and I've definitely seen I've seen both of them play on stream. So I think the Spartans will definitely go. One lane will be super turbo aggressive. One lane will be more towards scaling. Where I think the Tigers will be like a traditional, almost like LCS style. Not just LCS, but like a pro style where they have super tanky top, a jungler who can get stuff done early game, scaling control mid, and whatever bot lane that is. Just kind of rounds out their composition, where I think we can expect some more spicier champion picks in drafts coming from the Spartans.
Yeah, that's kind of what we might expect from this team. Knowing a few of these players for a few splits at this point too, and knowing their general play style, how they work with each other, tends to get a little bit spicy when they're feeling particularly more unhinged. But I'm curious. I'm actually going to see. I'm going to see where the Spartans are, because they came into the night 3-3, but we'll see exactly where they are at this point. Because a win, putting them at 4-3 would be super ideal here, and maybe a loss against the Tigers tonight wouldn't be that impactful. But I mean, at week 4, the more wins you can get going into this halfway point of the split is just so ideal. I got a maybe from Pratoga there. Who's asking?
And a probably.
Only a maybe, probably. The whole world is asking there, Spartans. Well, you know what? While we wait, I think for all the patience that everybody's showing, we should do a quick little giveaway with tokens. How about that? I think that's a good plan here.
I'd say that was a good plan, but it's just gonna go to Dream.
Probably, maybe. But let's pop it open. There's going to be a raffle open for 3 minutes, guys, while we're waiting. Thank you again for your patience while we wait for our teams to get ready here. But that raffle's currently open. Just use the command raffle to enter for your chance to win 250 Legends tokens. I'm curious to see where Dream is after that exchange of tokens. He put, I believe, 69 on the Phantoms last game. Was the only one to bet. So yeah, he's sitting very comfortably in the lead at this point. Damn it!
Yeah, how did that happen?
I don't. He's got a couple good ones. I think Dream has actually taken a couple wins there where he's been the only person on the other side of the bet and won. So this man is putting some faith into some teams that might not look like they're getting the win, but Dream knows where it's at apparently. So if you're looking to win some tokens, follow Dream on the predictions there, or don't. Maybe.
Dream just has a third eye. He just sees things that our mere mortal brains cannot fathom.
This is why he still holds the title of God King Karthus from last split. He was the token leader last split, and now they're just letting him run away with it. Actually, no, to be fair, I'm letting him run away because I'm in second.
So, you know what? I try my hardest. I bet all of my tokens on one team and lose all of them every night and repeat weekly or I guess daily. But you know, it's just doesn't go my way.
Option 2, flex the mod status and just take all his tokens away. That's all. No, do we? Maybe. Unless no,
That would be unfair unless they all went to me.
Well, yeah, of course they'd have to go to you. That'd be the only fair thing. I can feel Dream slowly seething through the monitor at this point right now. We're not gonna touch your tokens. Don't worry. It's fair and square. But go ahead.
If I took all of his tokens, I think he'd still end up in first.
There's a good chance. He's he's already coming up with his name for this splits win. God Eternal Karthus. This man just exudes confidence. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Tigers, still waiting on them to come. We might hop to a quick break, guys, while we wait, because I'm not too sure when we are going to be back on. But again, thank you for your patience. The raffle is currently going through. Another 40 seconds on that, but we will see you as soon as the Tigers are back. So again, we appreciate your patience, and we'll see you soon.
Tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion.
they're slowing down due to
That op. It's
Yeah.
really.
gone into their brains. I mean, just smoke it down and.
Oh my
The Colette by Fearless. Holy crap!
Vision yet. The Bard ult comes down. Ooh, we'll actually lock a bunch down, but the Soul Flare over the wall. There goes Hecarim. TPs are coming through. But this fight is just an absolute bloodbath. Everybody is split up. The showstopper for One-Eyed Owl in the back end. And oh, that Baron is going to be going over to Alberta. But these members of Glaive have now been all split up. And look at Alberta. They just converge and take the Baron. They take the ace. This could be just game here.
I'm just going to.
Winnie is actually not playing with inside their Viper ult. So
No, not at all.
One enemy remaining.
I don't know if that was the correct decision or not.
Last player.
Oh, SMH!
SMH!
Oh my God. What are you doing?
What just happened?
Chance of them getting picked off with the amount of damage coming out of UAE, but look at this Skarner the Impale down onto Matthew, and my goodness, Branzy's just gonna get blown up. UAE looking to try and turn this one around, but the TP is coming through. Akira will be here in a few moments, but the curtain call is here. Hong Kong player is in that back line. He's looking for Toast. He is actually going to be able to pick off Toast as a double kill will come through. He takes out the Galio as well to make it a triple. Why not? That's going to be the ace here at 31 minutes.
This is nowhere near being done, and I believe Icebox was actually picked by
Oh
correct.
my God.
Ursa, 1 HP, drops 4 people, gets the nade kill to finish off the ace. Oh my gosh, Ursa 1 HP ace. Let's go.
Hello, and welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. We are just about to get Game 2 on the way. Tigers have finished the game and are in the lobby now, so we should be getting this one on the road very, very shortly. So, you ready for this one, Psychonautic?
I am absolutely ready. Good things come to those who wait, and I'm hoping that is the outcome of the game. Maybe a little bit closer and a little bit more exciting than the last game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to some good back and forth here. Maybe some big team fights that we can pop off. But we got the ready checks here from one of the teams here. I think the Tigers are ready to go, and just waiting on the other end. So we are gonna get this one started very shortly. But what do you think? What champions do you think we're gonna be seeing here in this game?
You know, like I said, I don't give free draft advice, and I don't who knows, they could be here. I don't want to give away anything because I do know most of the players in the game, less so on the Tiger side. So I'm gonna wait to see if I'm right before giving that information.
True. I'm just basing off of what we've seen here in the past couple of weeks. I mean, one of these players, they might decide to go for a comfort pick and go for something that they're extremely comfortable on. But there's a lot of champions that just work so damn well when it comes to 5-man teams. So I'm curious to see where that priority is going to be put on and who has done their homework tonight, because it really comes down to draft playing a huge role in how these games tend to go a lot of the time. So. Let's see who's done the work, who's put in the time to see what the ban out, because I think that's maybe the more important part is what is not going to be seen on the map here.
And ban's going to be so hard to do because certain champions are just so good at so many champions that it almost becomes not worth to ban anything because they're going to be good at whatever they pick.
Yeah, that's also very true. I mean, some of these players have quite a big pool, but more of the champions that tend to be meta, like one that comes to mind is the Hecarim is just generally a strong jungler right now that, I mean, either side could pick up. I'm not too sure if Ravensman is a Hecarim player, but I know Rouge Ronin is definitely up there with what he can do on that champion. But, I mean, Tigers can bring out some crazy stuff. We saw in week 1 they went for a Yone as well, too, which, I mean, that champion's just insane. The gap close. We were talking about the gap close with the Prowler's Claw Kled. Yone before items is already insane for closing those gaps. And if you're looking for a pick heavy kind of comp here, I think there is the potential for that Yone to come through as well too.
Oh yeah, and Freaks is my teammate in pre-made, so I know firsthand how obnoxious and out of control Yone does get if he gets that lead, and just. Even without a lead in lane, he's so oppressive.
And again, we thank you for your patience, everybody. We are just waiting on one of our players here for this draft to officially start here. But it's just, I think it's just building up the anticipation here, Psychonautic. We are ready to go on this one. I'm ready to see these players pop off and bring us that Legends Esport action that we are so keen to cast. But I'm looking at these teams here. I still have yet to get a straight answer from the Spartans on whether or not they won last game. I'm gonna say probably based on their answer. You know what? We'll see. I can't be sure. Who knows with them? But actually, yeah. Let's see where the Tigers are after their last game.
According to Dallas, I think the Tigers lost.
So if the Tigers lost, okay. In my heart, okay. So in their heart they won, but on paper, maybe not so much. So Tigers gonna be 4-3 coming into this. Yeah, yes, they did. They did win. So it'll be 5-2. 5-2. Well, we'll have to see actual confirmation on that once the stats actually come out, once we get to see it pop up on the Instagram. That's kind of where they're solidified in there. But speaking of that, make sure to go check out some of our socials there. If you're on your phone or mobile, if you go to our about side of Twitch there, all our information is there. But I believe we do have, let's see if this command works. If I punch in that, and nope, does not. That's too bad. But Instagram should be out there somewhere. I'm going to try another one too. Instagram. Nope. Command's broken. Damn it. It is what it is. But we do have an Instagram. We're not off social media entirely. So. Oh, Instagram's the only one that does not have a command. I got it. But I think, nope, we do have a timer now. So we are officially into this pick and ban. So I believe I don't know if that's an actual Ivern. Is that maybe in place of something like a Viego? Gonna have to see what happens. But I do believe Viego is disabled right now for our league. Last I saw in announcements that Viego is not gonna be going through, but maybe Canatin's been playing that Ivern top. Maybe Ravensman is a sleeper Ivern player. No. Will be the gym that goes.
I'm gonna assume that it's a throwaway ban for having an ESO, but I could be wrong though.
You are 100% correct. I don't know why my mind didn't go there. Seeing that that buy is there in the ADC position, but we're seeing
already.
Yeah, a lot of bans are going fast here.
Already showing respect for the all-time kill leader himself on that champion. I do like that ban.
Yep, Skarner is also going to be going as well too. Actually, no, just potentially baited out here. Don't know what it's going to be, but Udyr is actually the final ban here for the Tigers, and Hecarim is next to go from the Spartans. And I mean that Yone definitely against Freaks here. The Hecarim as well being taken away from Ronin. We saw him play that in the exhibition games before the league even started, and he definitely showed up huge on that champion. So good takeaway there by the side of Spartans.
Even if it's not the best champion, or there are ways of beating it, there's just certain things you don't want to play against because it's A, unfun, or B, it's just that difficult to play against.
And again, we're going to see another Kais this game, as that's locked in here first for the Tigers, but now Spartan's going for that response. Potentially that Gragas going up into the top lane. We've seen him frequently, I guess recently in pro play quite a lot, and he does have a lot to offer in terms of he can soak up a decent amount of damage, but that cast can be extremely disruptive in team fights, depending on how he builds. It can also be pretty powerful as well too. So that is going to be the lock-in. The Gragas here for Spartans, most likely up into the top lane, but we'll have to see what happens as Tristana is now picked up as the R2. That's going to be going down to Esmond.
It also could be flexed to the mid lane, I guess. And the Gragas could also be flexed into support and maybe even jungle, and maybe even mid. I do like the response coming up from the Spartans, basically telling Kaisa that she's not allowed into to ult the backline for free, and if she's going to do that, she's going to pay the price.
Yep, but potentially a Lulu coming out here for G Dysik has been on that Lulu before. We saw them pick that up, I believe it was week 3. On here, it was the Lulu Jin combo, but ooh, I'm liking this. Gonna be the Thresh for G Dysik. Strong support pickup here.
And not only a strong support pickup for yourself, you take that champion away from Pratoga, which is a very important thing to do if you're not going to bin.
That's actually a huge point. Pratoga is pretty nasty on that Thresh. One of his definitely, yeah, one of his massive highlight champions here that we've seen on stream before. So to take that one away is going to be potentially rough, but I mean, Pratoga's got some answers. He's got a good pool of supports there, so I'm sure he can find something. Morgana's still up on the board too, and that can be a huge counter to the Thresh. I mean, that Black Shield just it's a big nope. It's a big nope to a lot of the CC that comes out. And speaking of CC, Ornn is the pickup here for the Tigers.
Yeah, like I was saying, kind of like a pretty standard already 5v5 composition coming up for the Tigers. You have scaling with the Ornn, you have lane pressure with the aggression, and pick potential with the Thresh. Kaisa is good at most points in the game, and they could just round out their comp with the mid and jungle picks.
Yep. Curious to see this one, because I think you might have been right about that Gragas being flexed. Is Metro currently hovering that Camille? We saw the Camille last game. Unfortunately, it was not a big showing. The Kled kind of overtook that, but maybe we'll see a difference here. I don't know if we do see a Camille going mid lane, but again, there is that potential flex here between the mid and top at this point.
There is a chance that it goes jungle.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'd be very interested to see if we have a...
I really hope it goes jungle.
That'd be pretty damn spicy. We were saying that, though, that, you know, there's the option for Spartans to pick something more unorthodox, you know, play something that's more to their style, which is kind of go ham all the time. And I love casting that kind of League of Legends because it's just nonstop action for us. So potentially here, but I mean, if that Camille was to be in the jungle, that can offer some really, really nasty gank potential here for the Spartans.
Yeah, and I do like the Xerath bin from the Spartans. A lot of teams don't seem to care or notice how good Freaks is at Xerath, so I'm happy to see that they're going to bin that away.
Yeah, that was actually picked up, I believe, last week there in week 3 to Xerath, and yeah, he was pretty massive coming through on that one. But we'll have to see what the final ban from the Tigers is going to be here. There's still potentially support and jungle we're looking at here from Spartans, but again, that the points that you brought up can potentially throw the Tigers off at this point. That, you know, there is that flexibility option here for the Spartans, so you can't say for certain where these champions are going to end up.
And it makes it so hard to draft again because you don't exactly know what to pick if you don't know exactly what you're up against. You have to pick a champion that can survive in both scenarios, but more often than not, a champion is not going to survive into two or be favorable into two different matchups at the same time.
So Morgana is banned out. Yeah, but the more important thing, Blitzcrank is picked up for the Spartans. I love it. Pratoga, I can definitely feel what Pratoga's feeling at this point, because my angry champion, it's Blitzcrank. And when my champions get taken away from me, I get upset. And what do I pick when that happens? It's the Blitzcrank. So, I mean, you have Hook versus Hook champion in that lane. But if that Kaisa or Thresh is grabbed at that point, the Tristana deals an absurd amount of damage in the early levels, so that could mean death if the Spartans find that play level 2. But even if they want to look for something or some cheese at level 1, they do have that option here. Tigers going a bit over time here on their picks. They're going to have to lock in something 10 seconds ago.
I can personally vouch for how laggy PentaQ is.
Yeah,
I do
that is also true.
the Blitzcrank insta-lock, though. Just asserting their dominance, showing how confident they are in the pick.
Yeah. So we do have potentially... Oh, wait. Bu Faru is how you say his name.
Good luck with that.
Bu Faru? Bu Faru. Oh, boy. I am so sorry. It's going to get butchered tonight, most likely. But let's see what is going to happen. Yeah, we do gotta get this lobby rolling before it closes. But Tigers with their final pick here. Coming through is PentaQ's figuring out. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Yasuo
Okay.
as the pick here. Is that? Oh my god. And I think you're right about that Camille. Oh my god.
And just like that, you're no longer excited to see Yasuo, because Yasuo can do absolutely nothing against Renekton, as most champions can.
Oh, that is a spicy meatball indeed. I'll let these players know we are ready to go. We can start actually seeing where these champions are locking into in the client and what lanes they're going to be going to. Once that is done, don't forget predictions will open up after that. So make sure to check in on how many tokens you have before you start placing them. And just a reminder, these are not the channel points. These are the loyalty points that we're working with. But Flip brings up a good point there. The Blitz insta-lock was something that we did with our team last week, and you're right. It shows some cojones here. So Pratoga is coming through. He's ready to rock, and I'm so excited to see the hook v hook in the bot lane.
So already, Gragas has to go pretty much full AP, or else his team has like no source whatsoever of AP damage. So I am excited to see wherever this Gragas is going, to see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm curious. I would think maybe mid lane. If he's going to be going mid, I would say he can get away with building the AP. I'm just curious to see how it's going to go against that Echo, because, I mean, yes, Gragas has some answers here, but Echo's combos are probably going to be pumping out some more damage.
We got a Yasuo mid, and I'm assuming the Echo will jungle.
Bass backwards on that one. Yes, Echo jungle. And Yasuo mid. My apologies on that.
So it does look like Camille is going top and Gragas is going jungle, but that is still subject to change, as they could trade at any point just to further mess with our heads after the long wait.
Yeah.
But all these questions will be answered quite shortly.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see where they go. Hopefully they don't throw my all my graphics off, because I'm setting them right now as the pick and ban is going through. But I'm a little hesitant because, I mean, I didn't even think of the possibility, but Renekton mid could possibly be a thing. I don't think I've seen one for quite some time.
Renekton mid is the type of thing you pick when you really want to punish the other person for picking the enemy mid that they did. Like, they picked Kassadin, oh, you're going to pick Renekton, and you're going to bully him, and you're not going to let him play the game. It's a pretty similar scenario with Yasuo, where you can just never 1v1 Renekton, and it's just a constantly painful lane for him.
Yeah, I mean, to put it into a Yasuo, I mean, that wouldn't be terrible. Anytime the Yasuo goes to dive into you, you can just kind of lock him down there. So that's actually not half bad now that I'm looking at it. Just going to keep an eye on that. If there are any trades, we will update them as we go. But predictions are going to be opening up right now, so make sure to put those tokens down onto who you think is going to win this game. But Psychonautic, what are you thinking off of this one, just as a general glance?
Well, my prediction, it went so incredibly well last game after betting on the lines, so I think I'm just going to reserve the right to not say anything and just say that I'm excited to see the game play out.
And I'm keeping a close eye here. There's been no switch outs of these players yet, but it looks like that might just be the final thing, unless there is a trade here in these last few seconds. It's looking like, yeah, Camille top, Gragas jungle, Renekton in the mid lane up or into that Yasuo. So players are currently into the game, which means predictions are open. So go ahead, start getting those tokens down onto our current predictions. But just taking a look at this, I mean, both teams have some pretty incredible damage. They got some great CC, great pick potential, but it's that difference of having a Blitzcrank and a Thresh where one of them is pulling the enemy to you while the other one's pulling themselves to the enemy. And that can make a huge difference here if they're able to pick someone. I think the wind wall will definitely be saving some of these Tigers along the way, but there is some potential for some early level cheese here.
Yeah, and the Tigers did draft themselves some great setup for that Yasuo if he does get ahead or is able to scale into the late game with the Ornn, with the Flay, and just Yasuo himself. He's going to have lots of opportunities to get himself onto the backline with that ultimate without having to do it himself.
Yep, I'm just taking a look at this. I mean, yes, Ornn is going to be getting tanky up, but we saw even in the early levels with the Camille last game, the early trades back and forth were going in the favor of that Camille before the Kled kind of started to take off. So this is going to be a little bit different considering it's an Ornn. You know what? That's even hard to say because Ornn still does a reasonable amount of damage at level 1.
Yeah, he's still the demigod first major and AD carry living god on the Rift.
I was like, okay, it's Camille not going into a Kled. He's going into a tank this time, but it's Ornn. So, I mean, that kind of takes my point completely away. But there is still that possibility for Camille to get some nice early trades in here. I'm curious to see where these jungles are going to be rotating because both of them do have a reasonable amount of clear speed and mobility. So there is some good potential for some wacky ganks to be going on, especially the fact that there are 2 hook champions in the bot lane. There could be some really, really scary stuff, but I expect to see, you know, possibly Esmond and Pratoga flexing that early game Tristana damage. I mean, her charge does insane amounts of damage if you're able to get it fully stacked off in level 1, level 2.
I think that the Spartans drafted themselves a very easy to execute composition, and I think that's going to work out in their favor. Like, take a look at how easy any lane is to gank for Gragas. Not that Echo doesn't have great setup from his laners as well. Echo's ganks are just a little bit harder, whereas I think Gragas is going to have an easier time doing things on the map early on and establishing a lead for his team.
Yep. Well, we're going to have to see how it all unfolds when we hop onto the Rift. But guys, we're going to take a short break. Make sure to keep placing those predictions as we go. But when we come back, we'll be on the Rift for game number 2. So make sure to stick around.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week 4 of the LRS Draft. We've got Tigers taking on the Spartans in this one, and oh my, I'm expecting a spicy game out of this. Unfortunately, though, we are going to see an Ocean Drake as the first one on the map, so not going to be an Ocean Soul this game.
What do you know? I'm just always wrong, and Dream is always right. It's just facts of the universe.
We'll have to see, though. Well, we're feeding him the information. He just needs the next Drake in order to be able to tell what is going to be happening. But we see the Spartans making their way down through the bot lane and are all spotted out in that ward in the tri-bush. So well done by the Tigers to get that early vision. But they would have expected this. Patoga is hunting at this point.
You keep invading until it works. That was some great advice that was once given.
I mean, eventually with a Blitzcrank, you should be able to find it, but unfortunately, that early vision will give them away. They're not going to be able to find anything yet. So back to the standard start. I was hoping for a little bit of spiciness right off the bat, but we'll have to wait at least until level 2. Already seeing some chat there from both these players, but expecting a good game here. Expecting lots of action. I mean, you got some high damage champions across the board here in many forms. So looking forward to see how that actually looks.
Yeah, we got some volatile lanes here, especially in the mid lane. If Yasuo doesn't play this carefully, it gets really bad for him really fast.
We're actually watching Patoga. He is still keeping an eye out for any early picks. Any opportunity to blow a summoner like pre 3 minutes is absolutely huge. We're going to see the death sentence does lay down on the Patoga, so he's going to be taking a little bit of harass there. In the mid lane, Metro's actually lost quite a bit of his health bar here. Sire is already on this Yasuo. He's looking to get these as much poke as he possibly can, but we'll have to keep a close eye on all these lanes because there is potential for something to just happen at a moment's notice.
I will say I don't love the press the attack choice coming out for Metro.
Hook for Hook is that's going to be the flash immediately by the Kaisa. Is that's so unideal here from both for the Tigers.
Kaisa doesn't like where she is. The wave is close to her. She has no health and she has no flash. The next hook that lands.
Oh, it is going to go back onto G-Dysik, and down comes the charge once more. You can see his health bar just melts away when that Tristana gets onto him.
And that's why Patoga was so confident to lock in that Blitzcrank pick, and you can already see what it's doing. It took less than 3 minutes for bot lane to not have flash.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that the Kaisa and Thresh can do in terms of when they get Doven on, but this Tristana Blitz, that's just a kill lane. That is just a death if you get pulled. So, they're going to have to play it very, very safe. Top lane, though, their health bars, chunks of their health bars are missing. I'm not too sure. Every time I take a peek up there, someone's missing some health, but you can see Canatan getting some early trade on, as well as Darwin Theory. A lot of damage coming down. The knock-up as well, too, but that last little bit of shield going to be protecting Canatan there from going down.
Yeah, that was a great knock-up from Darwin Theory. It interrupted the stun from Camille, and I think if that stun actually did land, that Darwin Theory would have just been completely dead. So definitely well played to him to keep himself alive, and his wave is actually in a pretty nice spot, and I believe Camille will have to TP back to this.
Yep, some more trading in the mid lane. Metro going in, but he will get the lockdown. However, Ronin is here, so Metro is going to be forced to flash, but the answer from Sire, however, Raven's Man is on the other side of this. In goes the Gragas, the belly bump is there, and that's first blood here for the Spartans, but Ronin is there for the answer. Gets the trade kill onto Metro.
Yeah, great awareness by Raven's Man to see that play was able to be made, that Sarah blowing his flash there a little bit too early, but still Rogue able to trade one kill there, so it's not the end of the world.
Nope, not the end, so just an extra 100 gold going into the pocket of Metro there, but these lanes are kind of going to be even. However, you know, the double longsword here for Renekton into the Yasuo with a longsword and a cloth armor, so one's going to be doing more damage, but at least Yasuo will be able to, I never thought I'd say this, tank up some of the damage as Yasuo, or at least absorb a little bit more than he has been in these early level trades.
I'd love to see the Spartans bot lane try and contest this freeze a little bit, because they are in a very bad spot being overextended without flash.
Yeah, Darwin Theory almost gets jumped on here. Ravensman is up there, lands little bit of the barrel, but here comes Ronan again to answer back. These junglers are essentially just following each other around the map. Ravens Man is going to flash on out, and Can of Tin is left to deal with 2 members of the Tigers here, but in goes Raven Man once more. Ronan's getting quite low, but the double knock up there from Darwin is going to try and help, but Can of Tin goes ahead, picks up that kill there, and Darwin Theory is going to have to flash out.
Some great synergy between Can of Tin and Ravensman there, able to find their moment to jump onto Rogue Ronan. Some great target selection. They know that killing Warren is just annoying and unnecessary to win the fight, and they find the kill on the jump.
Yep, just solid focus there. They turn their attention back to Ronan, and I mean, there is an early dragon up, but it seems right now Ravensman's just, you know, getting that farm evened out, and Spartans are doing a really good job so far in this early game, but still pretty damn close. Only difference of about 1,000 gold at this point, and not any clear lead at this point. We're still pretty early on to this one, but there's been some really good trades going on across the board.
Yeah, the gold lead is exactly what you would have expected coming out of draft phase, where the Tigers are looking more to scale and play for that late game, and the Spartans are going to come out swinging and try to get as big of a lead as fast as they can.
I'm curious what mythic that Sire is going to go for on Yasuo. I've seen the Immortal Shield Bow built on him before, but I don't know if that's the ideal thing. Maybe it is. I mean, you get that extra bit of shield there, but we'll see what he does decide to go in the end.
I think he can literally buy anything. Go first. You have more dashes on a melee champion. Why not?
Oh my
Kraken
God.
Slayer, and you're doing true damage. What could go wrong? And of course, Immortal Shield Bow is lifesteal and a Sterax shield, so you'll never complain about that either.
Oh, you put the vision in my head of Yasuo with an extra dash. I mean, I don't like it. I don't even want to imagine it anymore. It's kind of gross to see Metro trading onto Sire once again, but Sire is not going to let this go too lightly. He's going to pop the ulti, and Metro will respond with his, but the Knights are coming down. Sire's getting low, but so is Metro. This is going to be very close, but Metro ends up taking it. That extra heal coming through for Renekton is going to be massive. I am going to guess he's probably going to end up going for the Gore Drinker, because that on Renekton just tends to be absolutely insane for healing.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about this matchup, where Sire had found himself a very nice opportunity to go all in, and it just still doesn't even matter because Renekton presses W, and there goes half of your health bar.
Yep, this dragon is being started up now. Ronan's actually going to be found out. He throws the Q out, but Raven's Man is here to help on out. However, Metro's getting quite low. The cast comes through. However, the parallel convergence is there to keep... Sorry, the chrono break from Ronan, not the parallel convergence. But double ults there. Nobody is found. Nice little dodge there from Ronan to escape that cask, but the attention is turned back towards this dragon.
Yeah, the Spartans are able to get the support flash and the Echo ulti, and are still going to be able to pick up that dragon. So a great play by them to not only get the objective that they wanted in the first place, but capitalize it further.
Ooh, Darwin Theory taking a nice chunking there from Can of Tin. This is really well set up by the Spartans to take this dragon. I mean, Esmond's kind of safe to sit down there alone, knowing that he has the jump to get away if this Thresh looks for a death sentence. But we're gonna see potentially something here. I mean, this is what you got to do with the Blitzcrank. You got to make sure you have vision, and it's essentially setting yourself up in these places that the enemy wouldn't expect you to be, which is why vision control is just so important if you have a Blitzcrank in your squad.
Yeah, dodging a Blitzcrank hook can be like hard enough as it is, but when you have no vision of where that Blitzcrank is, or that he could be there, or that the hook is coming, it just gets that much harder.
That's going to be the pull again, and you see the charge coming down on G Dicek to jump in, but immediately the death sentence there to grab Tristana, slows down Esmond, and the TP coming down from Darwin Theory. The Ornhorn popped as well too, means that's going to be a dead Tristana, potentially a dead Blitzcrank as well. Pratoka trying to get out and just barely going to escape with his life, but good pickup there by the Tigers.
Yeah, Esmond playing his overplaying his hand a little bit there, getting a little too excited. The support from the Tigers, I don't want to butcher his name or even bother trying to, with a perfectly timed death sentence to prevent the solo kill.
Metro with the double dash on out of there. Ravens Man hanging around mid to help out as well too. A little bit of damage on Desire, gets him down to half health, and that's going to be the cask over. My goodness. Look at the damage coming through from this Renekton Gragas combo. That is absolutely insane. But We have a Cloud Drake coming up on 3.5 minutes at this point, which means Dreams has told us from an Ocean Cloud we are going to be getting a Mountain Soul this game. However, more trading coming through as Canatin is caught out. It's a 2v2 in this jungle. Dharma Theory getting some knock up. Canatin gets low, but that's going to be the chrono break from Ronan to pick up that kill. Ravensman with the flash, the blast going, but he's not able to get it. Double kill for Ronan.
That's huge for the Tigers. Ronan able to find himself.
The pull, and that's going to cause the Kaisa to flash on out. Oh my god, sorry to cut you off there. That was just a really great pull from Pratoga.
It truly was, and there's no need to apologize. Anytime Pratoga does something like that, everyone just needs to stop talking and witness his greatness.
Yeah, right now we might see another something here. The dash is going to be interrupted by the Flay. The pull back in, the box comes around, and Metro has nowhere to go. He tries to flash out, but the shutdown gold going on over to Sire is going to be massive for this Yasuo.
Yeah, that's exactly just like Rogue Ronan picking up that double kill on Echo. That's exactly what Sarah needed on the Yasuo to try and regain some control in this lane that had been spiraling out of his control.
Yeah, Ravensman here to push this Yasuo away. We are going to see potentially something up here in the top lane. Ronan is here. Parallel Convergence is coming down. Canatin is just going to walk out and dash on back. That was almost a close one, but kind of a giveaway from the Echo with that E of his. No, W of his, yes.
And now we see the Prowler's Claw on the Renekton.
Oh boy. So, if you thought 2 dashes wasn't enough for Renekton, well, guess what? He's got a third now. So, gap closing on him and looking for those stuns is going to be extremely scary with the damage he's already doing. And you see it right there. He pops the Prowler's Claw. He looks to go in, and he's dealing some decent damage to Sire here, but the Conqueror stacks are now up on Sire. He's going to look for one more Q. He's got Tornado available. Let's keep a close eye on this trade.
Yeah, I was going to criticize the Prowler's Claw, but we saw how that went for the Phantoms in Game 1, so clearly I just know nothing, and you just want to dominate your opponent.
Yep. As like Metro just does. He slices, and he dices, and he ignites the Yasuo for an extra little kick, but he's going to find himself another solo kill. Now 4-2-0, 420, baby. That is dank as hell. This Renekton is lighting it up in the mid lane.
Renekton is a balanced champion.
He's pretty nuts right now. Ronan looking to maybe trade into Metro here, but he's going to have to dash away. The flash to answer, and Ronan will find this kill. The Flay back from Dysik. He's made his way into this mid lane as well, too, but Ravensman is just going to walk on back. The Cask is there, almost able to kill this Thresh off, but not enough damage quite yet.
Yeah, Ronan is doing exactly what he needs. I'm not going to talk about the Nashor's Tooth because I don't play that much Echo or Echo jungle at all. But yeah, he has Nashor's Tooth.
Oh, Ornhorn being used in the top lane. Can of Tin is going to get knocked up, and Ronan is there once more to clean up these kills. This Echo is everywhere, and this is what I was telling you about Ronan before coming into this game. He is very, very aggressive. He is not afraid to get in your face, and now he's 5-1 at 13 minutes. This is pretty insane to see. Even added to that he's building a Dark Seal at this point too with 8 stacks on it. So this Echo is just popping off. However, hook v hook at this point, and they're both going to hook each other, but Jay Dysik is brought back in. That's a lot of damage coming down from Esmond. He's going to be exhausted, but the jump will do it. The kill pick up there as Ronan has made his way back to the top lane again. They do find the kill on a Metro. Well played by Ronan again. However, this means that Dragon is going to be going down, and according to the charts, should be a Mountain Soul this game.
Alright, so Chad, just ignore everything I say, because clearly Nashor's Tooth is just the best one ever.
The charts are wrong. What did I say that I wanted, Psychonautic? What did I say?
Gurf is just never wrong. I should have seen this coming.
When the charts fail, you trust in Gurf, because we got ourselves an Infernal, and already ramping up to what is a spicy game. It's only a 500 gold difference here at 14 minutes, which means this game's really pretty close. I mean, we can see where the kills are at. I mean, Echo's definitely holding a ton of them, but a lot over for the Renekton as well, too. So both these teams definitely have someone at the lead of who's looking for these kills and who's pumping out this damage, but this is turning into something quite spicy.
Yeah, and Tigers are the team that want to be wanting to scale, and the Echo is quite happy and already on the way to scaling, and it's just a matter of time before Orin gets his levels and his items and his upgrades and just makes the game unplayable for the enemy. So I'm starting to become a little bit worried for the Spartans, even though they did get off to a great start for themselves.
Yeah, they need to find Ronin in essentially every single fight, but that chrono break is definitely going to be tough to deal with. Pratoga getting chunked out here a little bit, trying to harass with this blue buff, but the Flay will put him into knock-up range. Sire's there with the ult, and he's going to clean that one up. So, unfortunately, Pratoga picked off there in the jungle, and I think they might have heard you, Psychonaut, because we can almost see a shift in this Tiger squad right now. The confidence that they're doing, the numbers that they're sending to the mid lane, and maybe even going to crack this this outer tower at this point.
Yeah, clearly the Spartans know that they have to deal with this Echo. He's so massively ahead. He has 12 stacks on him and Jai's at 15 minutes and a full item. But clearly the Tigers also know this, and they were just immediately there to back up their jungler, make sure no funny business is going on, and pick up some extra gold for themselves as well.
But you can see immediately when, even though the Tigers went up to get the Herald, as soon as they let up any pressure on that mid lane, Spartans are immediately there. Unfortunately, they're not able to really pick up anything, but just take a peek at all this vision that the Tigers have over this side of the map, over the left side of the jungle map. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's honestly completely ridiculous for 16 minutes in, and that makes Ravensman's job so much harder. Even though he was able to get a lot of stuff done for his laners in the early game, Echo is just so far ahead that it becomes so much harder for him to do anything.
Metro is up here trying to trade into Darwin Theory. The Orin Horn's coming through, but again, Ronin is gonna be right there. You gotta be expecting him to do it. That sentence is gonna land, but the Blitzcrank Power Fist will. My god, a big fight coming out here. Cask will pin G-Desic to the wall. Darwin Theory is trying to tank this up, but double kill goes on over to Ravensman. G-Desic still on the run here. Ravensman is not done with him quite yet, and one final barrel will do it. To sad little emote coming out from that Thresh.
So I was going to talk about how Orin was just going to straight up 1v1 that really fed Renekton with Growler's Claw. But then just a beautiful fight breaks out, and Ronin gets shut down, which is absolutely massive for the side of Spartans, in particular Ravensman, who was able to collect that gold.
Let's see. That is going to be the bot outer tier tower going down. A little bit more gold into the pocket of the Tigers, and only, again, that lead is only up by 1,000 gold right now. We're going to see the mid laners fighting in the bot lane as Metro's trying to go in. That's going to be the Yasuo ulti being popped. Conqueror stacks are coming out from both, and this is going to be a really close one. Big wave chasing Metro down there, so he's going to have to back off, but the rest of the Tigers are looking to rotate around here, so thankfully Metro's going to back off. Ravensman is in the worst of possible spots he could have gone, as he just walks into 4 members of the Tigers there. I
respect the aggression, just blast cutting over the wall, trying to finish him off, but did not have vision of that bush and did not know that the entire team of Tigers were just happily waiting for him at the other side.
Oh yeah, they were just waiting for someone over the wall there, and probably a little surprised that the Gregas kind of showed up there, but Shelly's going to be popped in this mid lane. Hopefully looking to crack a tower here for the Tigers. But again, look at Darwin Theory. How much damage he's actually outputting. It's ridiculous.
Orin is balanced, for sure.
Orin, super fair, super balanced. But here comes Shelly. That's going to be the outer tower for the mid lane. Dropping here. This Tigers again. Putting more gold over into everybody's pockets here. They're pushing that lead up to about 2K now, as we are starting to get into that mid game here. Infernal is going to be on the map very shortly. And the fact that Spartans have both so far definitely puts them ahead, but we're seeing a little bit of skirmishing come through. The grab onto Ronin, but this is not the person you want. Pratoga's going to go golden, but he's dead. He's gone. And unfortunately, oh, the death sentence! Oh my god, G-Desic with the beautiful hook from downtown. That was so gross. He's not done. He's still looking for Ravensman, but this is going to be the Infernal for the Tigers.
The supports are popping this game, ladies and gentlemen. First, Pratoga with a beautiful hook under the tower, and now G-Desic with a beautiful max range death sentence to secure another kill and the dragon for his team.
Yeah, this is just solid stuff out of the Tigers right now, and G-Desic especially too, just on point with those hooks. And Sire gonna find Ravensman out here in the jungle. There's a bit of a level disparity. However, Ravensman does quite a bit of damage, and look at Esmond on the backside of this. However, Ronin's coming through, parallel convergence is down, and that's gonna be Sire popping the ulti, the flash from Ravensman, the belly bump back in, and that's the silence. Ravensman though with the kill onto Sire. That was very close back and forth.
I have so many questions for the balance team after this game.
Yeah. Yep, we're gonna have to see double hook though there. Both champions will hook each other. Judicic is getting low. He tries with the flay, but on the back line there, Kaisa gets quite low. The Owenhorn is coming through, but Canatin is there to pick it up. Ronin with the trade kill. And now just clearing out some vision as the rest of Spartans just have to make their way out of there. This fight over the blue buff, we might see a potential trade for kills here. Pratoga will have the hook, but it's gonna be stopped by that Orn W. Smite comes through. Echo was able to secure his own blue buff there, but right now Metro is just pushing on this mid tier 2. Looking to crack open this map a little bit more for the Spartans.
Yeah, nice play from the Spartans there. I believe it was a 3-for-1. The Tigers were able to make sure they got their blue buff, and no one extra was going to die from that. But I think overall a pretty equal trade, as the gold lead stays about the same, if not even closer than it was.
See, this is where things get especially interesting, because when you don't see, a gold lead over 2-ish K at around this point, right? It's very hard to say who is going to be coming out on top of this game, right? So we've seen a lot of good back and forth so far, but this is still undecided. However, Ronin with the Medjais now, 18 stacks, 9, 2, and 3 on that Echo. You need to be aware of where he is at all times, or else this Tristana is just going to get blown up. However, over the wall, Judicic is pulled, and he's just going to get melted away by Esmond. Oh my god.
Okay, so this is a personal feud between supports at this point. Both of them trying to one-up each other in terms of hooks and picks. And I couldn't be happier about it, because it's so exciting to watch.
This is and this is what I was saying about Blitzcrank being the angry champion. You took my champion, so I'm playing this now. You have to deal with this. Exactly what we're seeing, and I'm absolutely loving seeing these two supports kind of take the lead on this one, going head to head.
One thing to consider with the gold lead is that technically the Tigers are even farther up just because they picked Ornn, and by picking Ornn, you have like, I don't remember the exact number, but it's something like 3k gold value that his item upgrades get.
That's actually going to be the Baron started up here by the Spartans. I think they're spotted out. Darwin Theory has his ulti though, could easily interrupt this. And now we've got numbers. Parallel convergence coming down. Ornhorn has been popped, and Metro is actually going to flash in, look for the stun on the back line. Esmond's doing a lot of damage to Darwin Theory. He's taken out, but look at Metro in the back line. He's going to dash back, but Canatin is there to get the shutdown onto Ronin. Judicic trying for a hook, but it's a double kill onto Esmond. Spartans pick up 3, and they're going to go for this Baron.
Yeah, just great macro from the Spartans to realize that Yasuo was bot, doesn't have TP, has no way of getting to that fight, and they're able to capitalize on the numbers advantage. Just a well-played team fight and macro decision by the Spartans, and that's going to lead to them getting the Baron.
Yep. Now we're in that purple buff. They've got a lot more pushing power, and things have been a little slower for the Spartans here in the last few minutes. So hopefully this can help them crack open maybe even that mid tier 2 turret if they're planning to go down there. But I think more importantly is that Infernal that's up in 55 seconds. That if they're able to secure that, that puts them at soul point, and really great spot here with the amount of damage that they can pump out.
Yeah, and for the longest times, it was the Tigers with like a very slight gold lead, and all of a sudden it's just 3k in favor of the Spartans between the shutdowns and picking up the Baron, and that gold lead is only going to increase with the Baron buff.
Yeah, so we'll see where the numbers are being sent, because right now it just seems like they're just taking back control of the jungle, looking to grab some wards, get some vision, because that is kind of the key here for your Blitzcrank and around a Dragon Pit, because if they're able to grab somebody over the wall here and just explode them, that's pretty ridiculous. However, Wind Wall is available. That's a really cool little interaction there that I never thought about with Camille and Ornn. Is that you can kind of vault over his thing. Ooh, Wind Wall's up, but the hook goes a little bit wide. Void Seeker is coming through, but this is going to be the startup of this Inferno. However, lots of numbers behind this pit. Tigers don't want to let this one go for free, but they might just have to back up. The Baron buff is just a little too strong right now, and I don't think they can fight him head on at this point.
Even though they didn't get that kill onto Sarah, it's just he's chunked so much that they basically have to give up. They have to pretend like he's not even alive and that he can't contribute anything to the fight. So I think that was the right call to give it up.
Hextech Ultimatum down on his sire. He's getting quite low, and oh my goodness, Metro's there to steal away the kill, but it doesn't matter when you're playing as 5s because every kill matters. Having that Yasuo off the map is going to be massive for them. Ronin just going to tumble over the wall, but this means that tier 2 mid tower is going to go down. About a minute left on that Baron buff, so there's still some opportunity here as that bottom tower is starting to get pinged out.
And look at the farm lead in the bot lane for that Tristana. It's nearing 100 gold or 100 CS. It's at 70 CS already, and just basically up an entire collector when you factor in the BF sword as well. So bot side for the Spartans just couldn't be happier.
Yeah, and this is the Tristana. Oh, keep an eye here. Pratoga is looking to hunt one more time. Oh, there was a Kai'Sa right there as well too. Pratoga is just waiting for somebody to step in the wrong direction. Is going to get spotted out by the Void Seeker, but this bot tier 2 is going to be going down. The hook or the pull is not going to be able to land onto anybody, but Spartans get themselves a couple of turrets with their Baron buff as it's about to expire and go for the reset as well too. So I think overall, really well played. They pushed their lead to 4.5k gold, so this is looking excellent for the Spartans.
Yeah, this Camille has her major items, almost at that 3rd item for the massive power spike. You may say that Renekton is going to be outscaled at this point, but he basically did his job of shutting down and not letting Yasuo snowball the game out of their control, which is the reason you pick Renekton for. So I don't think you can complain for if you're the Spartans whatsoever.
No, but it is still pretty tight. I mean, yes, Spartans are in the lead right now, but you know what happens when Yasuo gets to late game. If these members of the Tigers are able to extend this game to, I mean, this is pretty possible here. We're getting just at the 27-minute mark. After 30, I mean, we're going to see some major damage and tankiness coming out of the Tigers. So I don't know how the Spartans are going to, or what answer they're going to have for that, but I mean, if they keep on the roll they're going right now, the damage that's coming out of Tristan is pretty insane, but I think they just need to keep their eyes out and be prepared for what is potentially coming in the next few minutes here from Tigers.
And look at the Echo Ornn item. That item is truly disturbing with how many stats and how broken that looks. Already 3,000 healing on an Echo, a champion you wouldn't really think to be constantly healing and sustaining in fights. And more and more of the Tigers are going to get those items, so it's certainly not lost for them.
I just read a little bit on that item. That is disgusting. The Icathia's Curse.
They should have just named the item that. That's way cooler.
Oh, that is actually really cool. Would have been cool, but oh well, you can only see it when you got the Ornn there to unlock it for you. But Ronin is going to be hitting like an absolute truck. So whatever Spartans are going to do, they need to make sure that this Tristana stays safe, stays away. We can see Pratoga already there. Parallel Convergence is coming down on this top tower, but numbers are here trying to take another tier 2 as Canatin keeping that attention focus on him in the bot lane. So doing a good job at splitting up these numbers, but Tigers are still holding on to a couple of their turrets here.
And even though the Yasuo definitely struggled in lane and lots of resources were given into shutting him down, he still has a pretty considerable lead in terms of items compared to the Renekton.
Yeah, and we can actually take a peek at the gold there. He's only actually about 200 gold over this Renekton, so maybe in terms of in cost, but even that, I'm just curious to see how much gold he's actually sitting on. Renekton's still got 1,000 in his pocket right now, but this Echo unfortunately was killed recently, so we did lose a few stacks off of his Medjais, but it looks possibly like Sire is hunting for Metro here. He's gonna back on off. There's no vision there. That's probably not the best idea to go chasing that alligator.
I'm just trying to imagine Gale Force during those like 16 dashes he just did through the wave.
TP's actually going to be coming through. Looks like the attention's going on to Darwin. Gets him down to under half health. But it seems Spartans are putting their attention on this tier 2 top turret while a Dragon's up in 20 seconds. And Spartans have no control over this. So it might honestly just be a trade Baron for Infernal. Because, I mean, Tigers can't get the soul here. And a Baron, I think, would be the smarter call here. So this is actually going to put the power spike ahead for the Spartans, just that even much more.
It's definitely going to increase, but I think you're happy if you're either team with the way this goes, because obviously the Tigers can't let the Infernal Soul go, or else the game is just completely over. But obviously Spartans happy to keep accelerating their gold lead, which is now around 8k, which is just drastic how much that's increased since the first Baron. So they're just going to keep on doing that. They have Camille and they have Tristana. Their comp is so broken at pushing lanes and taking towers, and that's exactly what they're playing for.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, Esmond is almost at 300 CS. We just cracked 30 minutes, so he's basically farming at like 9.5, almost 10 CS per minute, which is insane. Just wanted to point that out. This Tristana is absolutely massive, and Esmond's just playing out of his mind tonight.
Yeah, already got the Flame Horizon 30 minutes, and I do have to give credit to Ronan. That is a lot of farm on an Echo for this time in the game, especially with how much he was doing around the map in the early game.
Yeah, he's got the second most CS in the game, and he's a jungler as well too. So that is very impressive stuff out of Ronan. But you know, we don't have another dragon for about 4 minutes at this point. The Baron buff is ticking down. About 2 minutes left there for Spartans with that purple buff. But it's going to be tough to kind of push in stuff right now because, I mean, the Tigers do still have some answers to what the Spartans can put out, and this is exactly what they want. They want to stall out. They want to finish their builds. They want to make sure that Ornn gets to 18 so we can upgrade everybody. And, of course, we know Yasuo at level 18. It doesn't really matter about what level difference we're in the early game. But look at this. Hextech Ultimatum down to the Sire. That's going to be the ulti from him. But Canatin is going to pick up the kill there. And this is where we might start to see some moves from the Spartans pushing in on the base.
Yeah, a great pick by Ravensman to find Sarah in the bot lane. It lets them break open the bottom side of the map. They now have entrance into the base. And from here, it only gets harder for the Tigers to keep holding on.
Yeah, we've seen some numbers sent around through that bot inhibitor. Jade Dysik going to get low a little bit too, but in the meantime, we see Esmond just split pushing on the top lane. Every single inhibitor tower is under siege at this point. There's still 46 seconds left on this Baron, so Spartan's doing so well to utilize this Baron buff, cracking the top inhibitor, cracking the bottom inhibitor, and now cracking the mid. That's going to mean double super minions coming in, and potentially just a great setup for the Soul if they just don't end it here.
Yeah, triple inhib with Baron is typically just game over. There's not much you can do to come back from that. It's just textbook how you want to use Baron, because it was the Tigers with a scaling advantage and slight lead into the early mid game, and Spartans able to find themselves one good fight into a Baron, into another Baron, and all of a sudden they have a 10k gold lead. Yeah,
that's absolutely massive for them. So you know what? I kind of like the fact that even though that Tigers were looking for that stall, looking to hold things out. I mean, it is still a possibility, but it's looking much more lower now that every single inhibitor is gone. The Spartans did not let up, and they do not want it to get to that point where Ornn gets that massive level 18 power spike and has all the upgrades on his team. So they're going to do their best to hopefully end this out after this next Inferno comes out. So 1.5 to 2 minutes, we're going to see potentially the last fight here between these two teams.
I'm worried for the Spartans because of how good the Ornn upgrades are, but I'm also just really not worried for the Spartans because they're up so much gold, and all they realistically have to do to win the game is just secure the next Infernal, take the second most broken soul in the game, and just win the game for free because you have soul.
Yeah, but right now, we do see 3 upgrades, one on the Echo, Kaisa, and Thresh, so this is this timer is ticking, and the window is getting smaller, but still, that triple inhibitor with all these waves crashing the base of the Tigers right now should just set up the Spartans for an easy soul take.
Yeah, they have so much lane pressure. All of the lanes are constantly being pushed in because they have triple inhib. It becomes so much easier to take the neutral objectives on the map when you have those inhibitors down. Effectively just pressuring the lanes for you so you don't have to shove out those waves before going for an objective.
We see Spartans getting some control of vision over this jungle. They have it lit up like a Christmas tree. There's no way that the Tigers are going to take that chance to roam in here to even look for a steal, because you got to know Pratoga is waiting somewhere for you. You got to know that they have had all this time to just go ahead and ward up the entire jungle. I don't see a sweeping plan as well either, so that is just going to make life miserable if one of these Tigers decide to walk into this jungle. But Dragon's already being started, and with this soul being picked up, I mean, the amount of damage that the Spartans are already pumping out is scary. With an extra added Infernal Soul, they are going to be terrifying.
Yeah, and a great play from the Spartans. They just let the Camille solo the dragon. Obviously, she's going to be able to do that very easily.
Ravens man goes over the wall. He flashes, and he belly bumps out. That was interesting. But the soul is secured here by the Spartans, as it looks like they're going to go for their final push here.
Yeah, let's just pretend that never happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see that. Interesting. We love Ben. Though, as finally, that's going to be one inhibitor. No, sorry, Nexus turret going down. Esmond on the back line dealing lots of damage. I think Tigers are going to need to look for this Tristana, but they're doing their best to hold on to this final Nexus turret. Members of Spartans, again, backing off. I don't know where they're going. Yes, Baron is up, but do you just look to end? You only got that one Nexus left. But if you get a Baron, that's kind of the seal on the envelope there.
Yeah, the Barons, the buff, it stacks with how many you get consecutively, so third Baron is pretty much just game over, especially in the current state. The Tigers, they can't just defend against this. They have to get that Baron, but none of them are over there, and they're going to lose the Baron, so I don't realistically think that they can do anything to stop the next push.
Nope, going for the back. Spartans are going to get themselves set up for their final push here, as see the last of items coming through, the last of Us. I think that's but no, this is honestly it on paper. If you look at this, you got Baron, your third Baron buff of the game. You've got an Infernal Soul. You're sitting at a 7k gold lead right now.
Tristana is full build.
Yeah, and that too. So mathematically speaking, even though I'm no mathematician, this one's looking pretty good here for the Spartans.
Yeah. I'm not good at numbers either, but I know that Kaisa has 3 finished items and Tristana is full built, and I know what that means for the game.
Yep. Well, let's see, because here they come into the base. They go. These inhibitors are actually all spawning at the same time, but we see Sire does land a tornado there. Not going to go for it because, again, way too scary to be diving into that Spartans comp right now. Canatin kind of looking around on this one. Let's take a look at this. Ornhorn is popped. Ravens Man is going in, but let's take a look at all those knockups. It will be Sire able to take out Ravens Man. Box comes through, slowing down these members of the Spartans. He's all the way in the back line, but look at these members of the Tigers. They're trying their best in defense. Ronin is in the middle of it all, but Canatin, look at him going back in. It's just one member left. The Chrono Shift is there. Ronin tries to stay alive, but it's a quadra kill for Esmond as Spartans are going to take the win.
Yeah, just a great fight from the Spartans. The Tigers were able to play it well, but the gold lead is just simply too big at this point in the game, and Spartans knowing their win condition and exactly what to play and what to do to close that one out.
My goodness, that was a spicy game. I mean, like, we had lots of good back and forth there. Lots of good back and forth up until about that 20-minute mark, right? But it was just that decision from the Spartans to go for that Baron around 23 minutes, and their lead just kind of took off after that. They were able to take, a couple of turrets off of that and take a little bit more here, and eventually, we saw that gold lead get up to what, like 8, 9, 10k difference. So they took this mid game really, really well and really built a huge lead that I would find it very hard to come back from in any position on the other side of that.
Yeah, and the Spartans showing how overpowered Macro is. They were in a situation that was pretty even, maybe even slightly losing due to these scaling options on the side of the Tigers. But they noticed that Yasuo's bot doesn't have TP, choose to force a fight for the Baron, and all of a sudden the game is in a completely different place where they're in the driver's seat. They're the one accelerating their gold lead. They're the one who has control over Soul, and just a textbook finish by them.
And that's it's too bad because, I mean, Ronin was absolutely nuts in this game. Like, he popped off on this Ezreal, but I mean, the collective efforts of all these members of the Spartans, I mean, they were making some really good plays together. Pratoga was an absolute madman there with his rocket grabs. And of course, I mean, looking at Asmund, like, he was just solidly ahead in CS in gold, which translates into more items and more damage. So that Tristana, if you got caught by that Blitz Trist combo, that was just sure death.
Yeah, he was an absolute animal. Pratoga was constantly hunting for enemies, and I honestly felt a little bit scared on the behalf of the Tigers because the amount of pressure that a good Blitzcrank puts is just, it's so hard to deal with, especially when your team is losing and they just have full control over the vision in your jungle. Like what can you do? You can't push out of your lane, you can't go into jungle, you can't clear the vision because you could just be in any bush.
And that's exactly what they do. But Spartans find the win over the Tigers here. But we are going to hop to break before we end the night. Guys, make sure to vote for our player of the game. That poll is currently live right now, so make sure to get those votes in, but we will see you back in 5 minutes.
You know I'm a bit tired or more. You want me to stay far away for sure. Every morning, know all of my thoughts. Yet I'm tired, but I'm so tired. But grab me tight, shake me away from you, baby. I'm tired. I don't want to feel so ill. Give me your hand, darling, just shine for me. I'm so tired. I wanna leave it. Nothing gonna help us, I'm so really tired, really tired, really tired. Darling, I know that I have to go, but I wanna stay close for sure. Every evening I know all my thoughts. You're my island soul, but I'm tired, so grab me tight, shake me away from you, baby. I'm tired. I don't want to feel so ill. Give me your hand, darling, just shine for me. I'm so tired. I wanna leave my skin. Nothing gonna help us, I'm so really tired, really tired, really tired. And I know, this feels so wrong, wrong. It's all in my soul, and I wanna scream more. Oh, I wanna scream, but grab me tight, take me away from here, baby. I'm tired. I don't want to feel so ill. Give me your hand, darling, just shine for me. I'm so tired. I wanna leave my skin. Nothing gonna help us, I'm so really tired, really tired, really tired. I'm so tired.
Breaking all of the pieces you left in my head. My friends, they spoke against you when they heard what you said. Feelings are better off without this feeling of dread. I'm never good enough for all this time. I thought that we would end up happy, but that was all in my head. I'm ready for the long road ahead. For all this time, we lied about
Hello, we are back. Pausing the music right there. Hello, and welcome back to the conclusion of the LRS Draft Week 4. We got our player of the game from that Spartans win. That's none other than Pratoga on the big bad blitz himself, going 1, 2, and 13. But congratulations to our teams coming away with wins tonight. That's going to be the Phantoms taking a big win over the Lions in Game 1, and Spartans taking the win over Tigers in Game 2, but a couple of excellent games tonight. I want to thank all our players, all our teams here that joined us tonight. Of course, big shout out to my co-caster, Psychonautic, for being an absolute homie. Thank you for joining me on the bench tonight, buddy. And last but not least, thank you to all of those of you guys out there, our followers, our subscribers, of those of you who are just coming to lurk. Love you all. Thank you for the support and hanging out to show some love here for the channel. But that is going to be it for tonight. So guys, again, can't say thank you enough. But tomorrow night, we have got something special for you. Oh, we've got something special for you lined up. And that is going to be the LRS Pre-Made Week 5. Now, tomorrow night is special because we have two undefeated teams from Pool A facing off against each other in a best-of-3 series. It's going to be Slam Esports versus Blue Milk. So make sure to be here tomorrow night for the face-off between our two undefeated teams there in Pool A. And, of course, the debut of Gurf in his rookie split on stream as a player. That's right. You heard it here. It's my first time as a player on stream. So, guys, come shout your boy out. And hopefully I do not absolutely throw it. I will do my best to make everybody proud. But, guys, massive game tomorrow. Make sure to be there. 8 p.m. EST. That is right here at Legends Esports GG. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great night. We'll catch you later. See you tomorrow. Night, guys.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free. The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see your face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies.